The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Minutes. But we will get into some of those things today as the Kings played their 4th of 5 Summer League games. 1 to go. We've got a lot of Summer League coverage, as you can tell if you are watching us on the YouTube. I'm in a different location today. I have left Las Vegas. No longer in Vegas. Made it to the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Go get there and get the ball there.
I was waiting for that. Chris, are you putting in an order at all for a muffalata?
I mean, if that's a possibility, I would love one.
I mean, if it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. I think it's more than a possibility. Down here for a family visit, family reunion. So the world journey, the tour across the United States continues from Sacramento to Vegas, now to New Orleans, Louisiana, across the causeway, the longest causeway in the world, I believe.
No,
That's
impossible.
Why?
The one over here has got to be the biggest in the world, right?
It's pretty big. How many miles? What's your guess? How long is that causeway?
Ours?
Yeah.
I would say 20 miles at the least.
No, really. What do you think that is? About 5?
Ooh. Yeah,
6, 3, 7?
I could see 5.
Yeah. Well, this one's 22, 24, something like that.
So barely over.
Barely over. All filled with water. Lake Pontchartrain. Yeah, there's a lot going on out here. We are enjoying ourselves out here, but we're still coming to you live this morning, and we're letting you know that our coverage from Las Vegas is not ending because the crew at the Sack Shack still holding down the fort for a couple more days in Vegas, and our coverage there is brought to you by our folks at Power Business Technology. We got all you things covered, eyes and ears, everything going on in Vegas with the Kings, with the Summer League, and we'll have more coverage from them today. Our thanks to them, Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. So they'll have more hijinks going on from the Sack Shack. We're going to check in from there today. And today, I was a little surprised by this, Chris. I was reaching out for Frankie today to join the show.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Because I thought, okay, we kind of been placing that 8:30 slot from Whitey to Allen to Chris Watkins. And I thought, well, let me reach out to Frankie. And Frankie said, I'll do Friday. Brendan is going to do. Brendan Nunez. And I thought 8:30. So I think the question is, that's early for Brendan. Do you think he just stayed up overnight?
No.
No?
I don't think that the Sack Shack is set up with his gaming system. So
Yeah. I don't think it's quite set up right.
He might have went to bed earlier.
Yeah, it seems like they've been shutting it down a little bit earlier than I would have expected. But we will be joined by Brendan Nunez, who will join us at 8:30 from the Sack Shack. We also will be joined by your favorite and my favorite Sacramento Kings, or Sacramento area longtime sports reporter. Now he's at KCRA, where the sports comes first. Sean Cunningham.
Dork.
Wow. He will join us at 9.
He likes that sounder, so
Oh, he does.
I'm playing that in honor of him.
Yeah, his favorites. It's an homage.
Yes.
Good work, Chris. He will join us at 9. Brendan at 8:30. We have Summer League sit-downs. Yesterday's was kind of a stand-up with Neat Clifford. Well, I got one last interview before I left yesterday, and it was with Maxime Reynaud. And Max will join us at 8 o'clock from our Summer League sit-down. Oh, yeah. Max is a big dude, but very personable, very likable, very enjoyable. He did not play yesterday, but Max Reynaud will join us in the Summer League sit-down.
Did he not play because of sadness?
We addressed that. Yeah, he's coming on at 8. We will have some player reaction as well from yesterday. We'll hear from Alex Caravan, who definitely had his best game of the Summer League. Jonathan Mobo, who we heard from earlier in this week as well in the sit down. We'll have a post-game reaction from Summer League coach Chris Darnell. So there's kind of your Kings coverage for the day of what we're going to have, and more Summer League stories and Summer League antics and all that kind of fun stuff coming your way. A lot of feedback yesterday, too, I saw on just personal text messages and other things on social media. People are still raving about the 4.86 run by Alan Stiles yesterday, Chris.
I think he had to, I did. You watched the video, right?
Of course I did. And I have questions, but go ahead. What were you going to say on that?
I said it in the group chat. I think he cost himself some time by not loading up, and he started like from his side.
Yeah, I agree. So the one thing I wondered, I have to trust everybody there because that's all we can do. I don't know how they measured the 40 yards. One, so that's one thing. But I agree with you 100%. Not only was he kind of turned to the side, two, I think he got a really slow start.
Yes.
So that 4.86,
and his last 5 yards were just like desperation.
Yes. It's like, I started this, I can do it. Then I feel like in that moment he's going, why am I doing this? I think that's
it was like it looked like he was just trying to keep all of his limbs together.
Exactly. But he did it. And look, first off, shout out to him. He always, Alan's one of those guys that has the confidence to do it and will back it up. And if it doesn't work, well, it didn't work, but he'll say, something will have come up. But in this case, he doesn't really have to answer for, he did great. I'm giving him nothing but love for that. I was impressed. And that'll lead a little bit later in the show, 3 for Madness, an hour from now. Maybe some other, I don't know, sports feats you'd like to see the sports people at Sactown Sports attempt. And maybe it's something nobody should do, but we'll come up with some things that the rest of the staff should maybe attempt, because Alan laid down the gauntlet there. Tom to Whitty saying very impressive by Stiles. I'm agreeing. Do you think there's any fallout today, when Alan wakes up, like how he's feeling?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think we would have heard about it yesterday.
Maybe. I mean, sometimes it's usually after, later in the day he might have, because he did that early. But is it something that he, wakes up and just goes, oh, everything hurts. Everything is sore. I'm not sure how Alan will be feeling today, but good for him. Commendable. Put it on film for the world to see. And if you haven't seen it, look, we got it for you. Sactown Sports, our social pages. It's there. Alan Stiles running a 40 in 4.86. I think I'd do that in like 14.86. So good for Alan. Well done. Well done. Chris, on your end, how's everything going? I know it's been a hectic week for you back there, kind of holding down the fort. Everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll see what happens later today.
What's that?
I said, we'll see what happens later today.
What's that mean?
Oh, I've just been told that I'm doing something, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to tease it until we know for sure.
Yeah, haven't heard back.
Okay. Well, there's a potential of an exciting project that Chris could be involved in later today. That would probably be out tomorrow or the next day, I'm guessing. How did you view soccer yesterday?
I just watched it at home.
Okay.
I was able to keep away from everything because I started late. And so I was able to stay away from social media and that. So I didn't know. I wish someone would have told me, just fast forward the first half.
Yeah. All the actions in the second half.
Yeah. But I caught up
late
after halftime.
Yeah. So I had a unique experience yesterday. I was flying from Las Vegas to New Orleans and watched the soccer match on my phone, on the flight on Southwest. And the lady, I was on a window seat. The lady on the aisle seat was watching as well and was a big, big England fan. The difference was, I don't know why, but her feed was, she was in the future. She was slightly ahead of me. And I kept like signing on and signing off because I wanted to at least be, it was just weird. I mean, she was a good 10 to 12 seconds ahead. And I don't know if she was watching maybe on a different app. I mean, I was just going through the Southwest, their portal and watching it through the channel that's like live TV. And so I would see her reactions, and it was hard for me not to want to look at her phone because she was ahead. And it was like I was the DVR, because if there was something exciting that happened, I could then just look back at my phone and watch it again. But then when those 2 goals happened late, I mean, I have my headsets on. There's someone in between us that's watching their own movie. And I mean, just like her body language from watching the game on a plane, rooting so, feverishly for England. And then when the goal happened to tie it, and then the next goal just a few minutes later, I mean, slumped in her seat. I was just like, oh man, I just felt for her. And she saw it first and then knew that I was, she would kind of look back over to my phone. It's like, yeah, it's going to happen over there too. You're going to see it in a second here, buddy. That was weird. That was a weird experience. I don't know how I could have prevented it, but that's how I watched soccer yesterday.
As it was meant to be seen.
Yes. On a phone, on a plane, on a delay, after someone who's a big fan of one of the teams is watching it about 10 to 15 seconds ahead of me. But that's the way it was consumed for me. Did watch it. We'll talk about that today. We got another golf major underway. The British Open has started. We got Kings coverage to get to. Kelly Brothers also is going to join us. That's at 7:30.
Good at business.
Oh, he's really good at business. Now, normally Thursday, 8:00, we would have Sam Amick. But you know what Sam's doing? He's on vacation. Good for Sam.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
So Sam is out, I believe, for 2 weeks. He's on the Carmichael Dave schedule. And so good for him. Well-deserved vacation. He was here in Vegas earlier, and he is out. So Sam's getting away, as he should. This is the time of year he can. And so we will get Sam in a couple weeks. So normally at 8:00 on Thursdays, as you know, but not today. All right. So a lot of things to set up for you. As you know, again, YouTube, hit the thumbs up while you're there. Text line 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 if you'd like to call in on the show. Jason Ross, Chris Verlad. Let's go ahead and get it started, Chris, with Leading Off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
All right, so this is going to be fun. Cut number 1, Chris, I think has something wrong with the machine. I'm calling it the machine, the computer. So, Chris, why don't you reenact, or if you find another clip, which I know you might be able to do, because you always find audio somehow, some way. We'll go ahead and play cut number 1.
Gross.
Okay, good. That's working. Because it's labeled Kings lose to the Celtics to fall to 1-3. It got better, obviously, as the game went along. And we'll visit with Brendan a little bit later, and we'll hear some of the player reaction and coach reaction to the game. But if you missed it, the Kings scored 4 points in the first quarter. They made Summer League history. I guess if you want to make history, there's a note there. Now when someone has a bad quarter from here to eternity in Vegas, they go, I wonder what the worst quarter ever was in Summer League, if anybody's really kept that stat. Well, we got it, Kings fans. Do we like the beam for that? 4 points. Now, on the good side, I'll say it's 10-minute quarters. That's difficult to do. But I don't know if 2 more minutes would help the Sacramento Kings. 4 points. Now, on the good side, I guess, Boston only scored 13. But 4 points is brutal. And what's interesting is if you go back to, I want to say 1989. Let me see if I can find this. I'm looking this up. The Kings had the 4-point quarter yesterday, but in a real game in, I want to say, it was the first quarter against the Lakers. And the Lakers, this is when they were, Showtime Lakers in the 80s, just a dominant team. Here we go. February 4th, 1987, the Kings tied an all-time NBA record by scoring just 4 points in a single quarter. This was during the Showtime Lakers. This was at the Forum. And I remember this being down in Southern California at the time because, Dave loves LA. The Lakers started that game 29-0. And the final of the first quarter in 12 minutes was 40-4. The Kings missed their first 15 shots and only scored in the quarter. Let me see, when they were called for fouls while grabbing offensive rebounds. So they hit free throws. Final score of the game was 128-92. So they kind of restored order. What is that? After 29-0, it was a 99-92 Laker win, but instead it was 128-92. That game will forever live in Kings history. Not in a good way. I don't think this one will be tagged as much because it is Summer League, and it was 13-4, but that's rough. That's absolutely rough to only score 4 points in the Summer League. This is, I said yesterday, the way the Kings played when we were reacting to the night before was abysmal because that game was it just felt like they had no chance, no clue, didn't know what they were doing. It's not as bad if you're missing shots, and that's what the Kings were doing. But this is also the response to that response, if that makes sense. And it got better, and we saw some guys actually have their better Summer League games. Alex Caravan, who's not put up any kind of significant numbers at all so far for the Kings, had his best game. So you can always find some good things, but this Summer League is now just, to me, about kind of getting through it. We've learned quite a bit about some of the guys, and now you really would just want to see what the guys look like with the main players, and that'll be here soon when the Kings get ready for camp at the early part of September. All right, so that's number one. Time for leading off. Number two.
Messi driving in, Messi crossing back, oh, there it is! Lautaro Martinez, stoppage time, go-ahead goal for Argentina!
So Argentina saved their best for last. They feel like they've been in trouble in a lot of their games in the World Cup, and they have been. But man, what a finish. What a celebration there. That was intense. And I feel for England, who was so close to moving on to the World Cup finals. But Messi, with a couple of clutch assists, 2 late goals, separated by, I don't know what that was, 5 or 6 minutes, and all late. And Argentina wins to move on to the World Cup finals, where they'll face Spain. So the stars were out. Messi was great late, and Argentina pulls it out and wins 2-1. So now that we're here, Chris, I think we discussed this yesterday. Would Spain be the favorite? Is Argentina the favorite? I mean, Argentina just kind of plays with fire every match, but wins. What do you think? Who's the favorite?
I think Spain's the favorite, especially with, I think it was more yesterday of England trying not to lose.
Yes.
And giving it up. And I think that would be a different game with Spain.
Yeah. And England felt like they were going to get it. I mean, it really did. And I agree with you again, as someone that wouldn't understand all of the main core concepts of what's going on in every match and how teams generally play. But that's exactly how it felt. It was like they were just trying to squeeze out the time. And there is time for that. Like Argentina did a better job of that once they got the lead. And now we're in the, there was about 3 minutes left when you're like, they just have to. And it just felt like that time kept going, that extra time. England just kept getting a few more seconds and a few more chances, but it is Argentina that moves on. 2 late goals. They win 2-1. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
The game of golf.
I was thinking you might do that. Yes. Another golf major is underway.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, the British Open. They're already playing. What time is it over there? My goodness.
It's 2:00.
What time?
2:20.
Oh, okay. Let's see the top of the leaderboard. It is currently Alex Smalley. He's an American. He's at 5 under through 17. Got a couple in the clubhouse at 4 under. A few more at 3 under. Several haven't even teed off yet. So this is day 1 of the British Open. Let's go to the bottom of the leaderboard. Ooh, Justin Rose is down there at +6. Gary Woodland right now currently shot a 78. He is in dead last at the moment with more to go out there. Scott, a lot of people checking out Scotty Scheffler as he finally missed a cut, but he's responded today. He has played 14 holes. He is 3 under. So that puts him in a tie for 4th. He's right near the top, one of the favorites to win this, if not the favorite. Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm at 2 under each. So, yeah, another major. It's early on. I mean, a lot of times you don't, for the most part, you don't win majors on Thursday, but I think the last one was a wire-to-wire one, if I remember right, U.S. Open for Wyndham Clark. But, you know, you just try to stay in contention, stay somewhere close, stay within striking distance, and then if you pick your round on Friday or Saturday, move up that board or get grasp of the lead and then see if you can close it out. But it's another challenging course. Apparently, the word is on the course has just been completely dried out. So a lot of drives they expect to potentially even get as long as 400-yard drives out there, which is just ridiculous. But maybe some players opting to play longer irons and have a little more control and feel, especially if you're getting that time of rollout. But the British Open is underway. We'll have updates for you on that as well. We'll kind of cover some of that as the day rolls along. But that is leading off for you. Those are some of the stories we'll be discussing today. But like I said, we've got a lot to get to today. At the end, our final segment will be Crosstalk with Matt and Kayla. We'll see what's coming up with them. We'll see how Matt did yesterday as he was following up his win last week in the Media Golf League. So he had to respond to that. We will have Sean Cunningham at 9. Brendan Nunez at 8:30. We'll check in with Maxime Reynaud on a Summer League sit down at 8. Sports Business with Kelly Brothers at 7:30. We got a lot straight ahead for you. So when we come back, though, let's get a little bit more into the World Cup. The final is set before we get into our Kings discussion and some more from Summer League. So Argentina wins, 2 more assists from Messi. They're back in the Cup finals. This is kind of that feeling of, you know, watching March Madness, getting so excited, filling out your bracket, watching the whole thing play out, seeing the upsets, getting some of your picks right, having some of your bracket busted. And then you kind of get sad because all this thing that you were consumed with is coming to an end. But it's coming to an end with the final this weekend in the World Cup. We'll discuss that, what a couple of weeks it's been, and we'll get all of that next here on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRE3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Cooler start to the day thanks to that increase in a bit of a delta breeze. Heading into the afternoon, plenty of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures not as hot as where we've been. Plan for highs in the mid to upper 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRE3 News and the KCRE3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, so we continue here on this Thursday morning. Good morning to one and all. I have moved my location from Las Vegas to New Orleans, Louisiana, on remote. The beauty of technology, being able to broadcast from different locations. Going to have a family reunion down here. Chris, going to get some serious food comas down here. Big time cooking. I'm sure there'll be some. We got a big one on Saturday night at the restaurant, Sunday out at the park, and it's going to be, I'm sure, a bunch of stuff that I know I can't eat as far as my allergies to shellfish, but I mean, they're going to have a crawfish boil and crab and shrimp and just stuff that looks amazing. I'll be the guy eating a hot dog, maybe some chicken, but I'll be good with that.
Saturday in the park?
Oh, I wish it was. Sunday's going to be in the park.
Oh.
I wish it was the 4th of July.
Hey.
Yeah. But it'll be a good weekend ahead. What do you got coming up on your weekend ahead, Chris?
The FIFA final.
The FIFA final?
FIFA final.
FIFA final. The World Cup final. So speaking of that, we're going to get into that here.
Oh, I just realized I have to work on Saturday.
Oh, in the first part of the day. What time is the cut? Oh no, that's not till Sunday. Right?
What?
The FIFA final?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Yeah. And these matches have been like at 2. I didn't even see what time that one is. Oh no, yeah, Saturday is. That's the weird part too. And I know that. Let me ask you about that third place game. That's Saturday at 2. France and England. It seems really weird. They used to do that in the NCAA championship years ago. I mean, I don't even remember the last time they had that. So you get to the Final Four, and the teams that lost play 3 versus 4, or whatever, however you want, for third place. How is that deemed just kind of in the soccer world, soccer culture? Like, is it a big deal for France or England to win that?
No.
Okay. Will they play the
Like,
regular
I can't
people?
tell you. It depends. Like, I can't tell you who won the third place game in the last World Cup.
Yeah, is it? We're so into whoever wins, like win, win, win. That's it. But is it time to drop that, or?
Well, that will never be dropped because
What, money?
Cash grab.
Well, I guess that's my question. So the third, fourth matchup, France and England, is Saturday at 2 in Miami.
and like that, I'm gonna watch that game because like I want to see England play France.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great matchup. You still have stars all over the place, but I wonder how much that ticket is. I guess all along that was already known that was the third place game. So if you were going, you wanted to go see potentially your country. You're hoping maybe your country wasn't in it, I guess, because you'd rather than be in the championship, but or the cup final, excuse me. So that's weird. It's weird, but I guess it's history. But to your point, you can't remember who finished in the third, fourth last time.
No.
Yeah. But they have it.
I know that I watched
England.
it.
France and England on Saturday at 2. That's for third place. And then, of course, Sunday from New Jersey, the soccer hotbed of the world, is going to be Spain versus Argentina. And that, in fact, is at noon. Of all the things, all the different cups, all the different leagues, all the different ways that you can compete for titles, whether it's Olympics, whether it's the World Cup, whether it's, Unreal Soccer that goes on in Europe. Like, is the World Cup the peak? Or I know you're frustrated by the World Cup because of FIFA, but how do you rank kind of all the different international tournaments?
International tournaments or soccer tournaments?
I guess soccer tournaments in general. Like, what's equivalent to the Super Bowl to you? Is this it?
It's just different. Like the Champions League finals is like the Super Bowl. That's
Okay.
like supposed to be the best two teams in the world facing off against each other.
Do you think that's a universal opinion, like for the player? I mean, there's something about representing country, but
World Cup is just like completely different, and like and
Okay.
the different like confederation things. I mean, that's more, I would say, closer to the Olympics.
okay, because here, like as an example, like it's different to see LeBron and Steph and Carmelo and Kobe or whatever the Team USA group plays together. That's fun for us to watch, but and guys have won gold medals and they get recognized for that. But it's Jordan won.
See, I would
6
say
rings.
it's close to that just because obviously it's the best players in the world playing against each other, but they're all broken up. And with that, it's players that haven't played with each other in that. So there's this mix of chaos in the middle of everything.
Mhm.
Like in the Olympic basketball, that's not the best basketball in the world. But watching it, it's super entertaining because it's just like, it's very different from how the rest of the NBA season goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so to me, as someone that's, checking in here and watching it, I mean, it's been awesome. I think the story has shifted to me, and I don't know whether this is accurate, from kind of the America as a host and look at how funny this is or cute this is of people from different countries coming and checking out American cuisine. And the cuisine could be ranch dressing to barbecue to whatever it is that was getting a lot of attention, and just how people from other countries are just storming these cities and having a great time. And you're kind of learning that through social media and people telling stories that way. That's been fun. Now it's just, to me, completely shifted to this actual soccer, and the soccer's been great. And there's been drama. It's been filled with some of the world's biggest stars playing at the highest of levels. And Messi did more magic yesterday. And so when you hear about someone for so long and you see about what they've done in the biggest moments, and then there he is kind of doing things a little bit differently, not being the goal scorer, but setting up others. He's incredible. He's incredible. So now that we're to the last two, Chris, and really seeing the final four, you were going to give us your soccer individual world rankings. Are you ready to unveil your list?
No. But
No?
I would say the best player in the tournament who has gotten better and better and better and kind of pushed his team to win is Rodri in Spain, who has completely taken over the game. And like he is like the Tom Brady of just controlling the tempo and everything. But he's on defense. He's getting the team. He's passing it around. Rodri's been the best player of the tournament.
And he's got his team in the finals, and so has a chance there.
It's crazy what Messi is doing at this age, because Ronaldo, who's just a year or two older than him, and they've always gone head to head for like a long time. It seems to have like passed Ronaldo by some. He can't do what he once was because he relied a lot on athleticism. Messi's ability to just play with the defense and make the right play every single time is just insane to watch. And he's coming from like, it's crazy that a quote MLS player is doing this in the World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, his instincts are incredible, and the knack for the big moment. I mean, there's something special. That's where you get the stars in whatever sport. Like, you have to be put in the opportunity, and then when given the opportunity, you have to capitalize and maximize. And he's done that.
What's weird, because Argentina used to have that reputation with Messi of they can almost make it, but they couldn't quite get over the hump. And from the last World Cup, they've played with, and you could say that they got a little help from outside the team, but they have been able to capitalize. And that's something that England has not done yet. It seems like they get to the spot and then they play not to lose, and then that's their downfall.
Yeah. I know that, between on England, Jude Bellingham's had some momentary cane. I mean, they're really good. It's just their goal didn't hold up. I forget when they scored, about 50 something minutes in, something like that. And then it was the last 5 and then extra time. And just to lose like that for England just had to be the biggest gut punch for them to watch Argentina win. But it was thrilling. It was really fun to watch. And then just on the other side, to win like that. And what is cool, I know you say one of the things you love about soccer is just the, just the constant noise and singing. And I mean, the length of time that Argentina was still on the field afterwards, just nonstop celebration was crazy. I mean, it's just really cool to see just how, like, there's a moment, like if you won the Super Bowl, it's like, man, crazy, we won. The team, plus the Super Bowl is different. This just becomes so corporate, but you're celebrating in front of your fans, and then it's like, all right, you get the trophy presentation, then you just move away. It just felt like this was extended and a big party. That was pretty cool to see. But there's still one more match, and that'll be on Sunday as Spain versus Argentina. All right. Yesterday, the Sacramento Kings continued their summer league, and they'd already been eliminated. How are they going to play? They sat a few guys out. We saw some rest for a few key summer league Kings players. What kind of impact did that have on the game? Well, how about a 4-point first quarter? We get some post-game reaction from the summer league head coach, Chris Darnell, and more thoughts on that game. That is coming your way next here on Sactown Sports.
Even among the most heated rivals, nothing brings people together quite like a little bit of turbulence.
When someone says, hey, there's an issue with the equipment, I don't feel particularly comfortable. And when they said equipment, I'm sitting on the aisle, and Frankie and I just slowly turn and look at each other, and we almost held hands to say, hey, you know what? Whatever will be, will be.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember,
For the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. choosechangeca.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
America loves Ram trucks, but what about my perfect truck?
We have you covered at Hoblet. We are truck people, so you won't find a better selection of new Rams with the features that matter anywhere. Plus, with almost 600 new Rams available, your Ram is waiting at Hoblet. Just one of the reasons Hoblet is consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but the entire nation.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings after $41.62 dealer discount and $11,338 factory incentive. Incentives may include 15% below MSRP incentive, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 military bonus or first responder bonus for eligible members. 10th net savings, sample VIN 390660. See dealer for details.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Progressive presents The Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Blow the whistle. Welcome back here on the show. Good work, Chris Verla, back in our Sacramento studios. Jason Ross here hanging out on remote in Louisiana. Madisonville, just outside of New Orleans. Having some fun. Got a family reunion out here this weekend. Looking forward to that. But glad we're broadcasting with you. Chris, the other day, before we get into some Kings Summer League, we were talking about Carmichael Dave being a volume shooter on Twitter while he was on vacation. But I think you are right, because his vacation was broken up into two different locations. And the second location, I think, is much more restrictive for his tweets. So I looked back during the break, and I believe when he arrived at his new location about 3 or 4 days ago, he has had 8 tweets. That is a very low volume for him. Just
Are we
8.
sure he's okay?
No. The last tweet was yesterday, about 17 hours ago. And that's it. So that's a low volume. That's surprising. Not sure if he's okay. I think it's more of the restrictions of maybe a cell service, which good for him. And I think good for the family. That's to be determined, I guess, at this point. If you want to reach us, you can. 916-339-1140 via the text line. On the YouTube, we've got plenty of people in there, our regulars in there. Jason, we got MC, we got Campeo, AA Ron, all you guys in there. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up button while you're there. Keep your conversations going. We appreciate you guys being there. Again, text line, you can hit us up, or the phone lines as well. Well, yesterday, the Kings played Summer League game number 4. It was ugly for the Kings early on. It did get better. We'll get some of the notes that you need to know from that game. But Summer League started out with a bang, started out well for them, certainly in the California Classic. We heard yesterday when we played some sound from Summer League head coach Chris Darnell that he didn't feel like they were the same team since they left California. Well, they scored 4 points in the first quarter. We talked about that earlier, a Summer League record for futility. But it did get better as the game went along, then 24, 21, 27. So obviously the Kings found their footing, but trailed like they've been doing in a lot of games in the summer. And really in the California Classic, they did the same, not necessarily scoring 4 points, but they would find their footing, get things going, and play a lot better. Yesterday's starting lineup, they went with Cardwell, Mobo, Caravan, Sharp, and Stevens. And one of the observations I had early on, obviously they missed a ton of shots, but for those that have been critical of Darius Acuff, and that's fine, it's totally fair, you can be, there is something when, a lot of the defenses have been schemed against him, double teaming him, getting the ball out of his hands, but it kind of relieves some pressure on the other guys. And Isaiah Stevens now is running point yesterday, and he's an experienced player. He knows what he's doing. But there was a different level of just concern from the defense. It was just kind of more like a general defense they were playing. And Kings couldn't make shots early. I would have liked to seen a little bit more offensive production in the game from Cardwell. But at the end of the game, we saw one of the better games from Alex Caravan, finally, which was nice to see. Another guy the Kings drafted, traded up to draft. So he has not been contributing the big numbers at any realm at all. And I feel like he's a guy, we've talked about him yesterday, that was a connector, is the guy that kind of makes a lot of winning plays. Those are all good things to have in general. But that feels like that's with a team that's more advanced. That's like that final piece or a glue guy. And it's a glue guy to a team, at least in the summer, that needs him to do more. And I think Nick Clifford is a little bit of a glue guy. They need him to do more than just kind of fill in the cracks and, help it, which is important, but they don't have a lot of volume scorers right now, and those guys can help in that. Caravan did a better job of that, but those are my words on this. What did Summer League coach Chris Darnell have to say after the game with our Sactown Sports Media?
A little bit of a slow start for you guys in that first quarter offensively. What do you see going on there?
I mean, I thought we were trying to execute, and I thought we got pretty good shots. But, yeah, when you started, I think it was 2 for 21. Dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, but, that quarter we held them to 13 points. And, again, after the last game, that was what I was preaching. I just wanted to see that competitive spirit and see us get back to being connected and trying to do the right things. I thought the guys tried that tonight.
You thought that execution throughout that first quarter was well offensively, just not hitting the shots?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look back on the tape, but I feel like for the most part we got pretty good looks. We were trying to create advantages, execute our sets, and I thought they did a good job of that. We got back to trying to crash and create some extra possessions. I think we had 6 offensive rebounds that quarter. Just didn't get shots to fall to start the game.
And then as momentum starts to swing back in your guys' direction, what did you feel like was working for you guys?
Yeah, we were playing fast, playing with movement. I loved that AK was being aggressive from the three-point line. I think you'd seen some of the other games where he was kind of hesitant on his shot and driving into traffic. Today he had that mentality where he was just going to let it go, and that was great to see.
Yeah, on him, he obviously catches fire even towards the end there as well. You mentioned shooting a little bit quicker, but what do you like about his ability to not only do that, but attack closeouts and get to the basket?
Yeah, I spoke about it before. He's a very high IQ player. I think he's really good at reading those closeouts. I know, the system he comes from, you have to work through multiple actions to get a shot, and here we're just getting him to play a little bit quicker with kind of that NBA pace. But he's each game grown, I think, in his ability to read the game and the closeouts, and I'm sure he'll continue to get better as we keep working with him.
You were pretty disappointed after yesterday's performance. How much did you feel like today was a big bounce back?
Yeah, it was great. Yesterday was not King's identity. It's not the way that we want to play. So to see that group, some guys got their first opportunity tonight, but everybody that got in the game today, I think, made the effort to play the right way. There was better communication on the floor. Still, again, wasn't perfect and things we can clean up. But you expect that from those guys. They're all competitors. So after the game yesterday, they all wanted to have a better performance today.
Mobo gets some of the assignment on that defensively. What do you feel like he's been bringing out there?
Yeah, I think he just has so much versatility, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He can be somebody that can switch, he can guard on the perimeter, he can guard bigs, he can protect the paint. So that was a good challenge for him tonight. Hugo still had a good game, but I thought that that was a good challenge for him to try to, guard somebody like that, another young, promising player in the league.
You mentioned some guys like in that second unit that maybe haven't played very much. What's sort of your messaging been to them as they've been waiting for their opportunity? Is there anybody that stood out to you? Yeah, we've been telling those guys to stay ready on the days that we have practice. We're making sure that we get those guys some extra work, some small-sided games, just so that they stay game ready and have their legs. But I thought tonight, Elias Ralph, it was his first game that he played in Summer League. I thought he was aggressive from the three-point line. And then I thought Markel Sutton got back to playing the way that we saw him play in California, where he was creating extra possessions for us, putting pressure on the paint. So that was nice to see from him. Do you think we'll see maybe more of those guys coming into the next game on Friday?
I'm not really sure. I wouldn't be surprised. But, whoever's ready to play that last game, I'm sure these guys are going to end on a positive note. So hopefully we see an effort like we saw tonight. And then if we can, maybe hit a couple shots to start the game, maybe that'll change the end result for us.
How's Emmanuel Sharp?
He's okay. I just talked to him in the locker room. I know he got banged up. He's a guy that just plays so physical that he gets hit throughout the game. But he's a tough guy. He never wants to come out. But he's been battling through some stuff. But he's a tough kid, and he'll be okay.
Cardwell would be happier with the performance today. He was very vocal about what happened in yesterday's game.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's kind of the leader of our group internally. And so, he's the voice in the locker room that everybody responds to. So I definitely think the effort was more up to our standard. I'm sure he'll be okay with that.
Thanks, guys.
To our crew there, Brendan doing great work. I think we heard Alan in there and Whitey as well. Look, they're trying to learn things on the fly. The Kings aren't exclusive to that. Every other team in the NBA that's out here in Summer League or out there in Summer League is trying to do the same thing. But they were restricted a little bit with guys that didn't play. They did not elect to play Maxime Reynaud. They did not play Nick Clifford. They did not play Darius Acuff. So a few challenges, but look, the rest of them have their opportunities. It created a few more chances there for guys like Sharp and Caravan. Caravan ended up getting the most shot attempts, which was good to see. 15 attempts, hit 5 of 7 threes, got his rebound. He's a good rebounder. He's good in just kind of being in the right spot, and ended up with 21 game high points for the Kings. And, that certainly was one of the encouraging things to see. They end up losing, and with one game to go, I really don't know who will play that final game on Friday, but I wouldn't mind seeing just more reps from all of them. You can make the case for any approach to this. Like, look, they've been eliminated. Not that they're entirely worried about winning the Summer League championship, but when you go there to compete, that's the goal. Well, since that goal is gone, do you play guys more minutes? I would. That would be me. If I were running this, I'd play everybody and play them, as much as you feel comfortable, not trying to get anybody hurt. That's the last thing you want. But I think this group could use more reps. I've seen less good basketball than I've seen more bad basketball, than good basketball from this group. So I don't think another rep, 10 minutes together of what would be the Summer League starting 5 would hurt. Right? Like, again, you don't want to get injured, but you can't play scared. Like, at some point you're going to practice, you're going to work out. Anything can happen anywhere at any time. But I think this group is still the kind of group that needs repetitions, because look, let's take Alex Caravan, for example. So if he didn't have yesterday's game, I would have a lot more questions, and I still have questions. Doesn't mean one game figures that out or isolates that. But I think for him, he personally needed that game. So now I'm sure that's built up some confidence. He was doing that, as the coach talked about, getting used to NBA speed. Those are important things to go through. I think it's been good for Darius Acuff to see a team on teams that have completely schemed against him. And I think it's good for the Kings coaching staff to see that as well. All right, is this a slice of what they're going to see when they play the Phoenix Suns or when they play the Clippers or the Cavs? So how do they handle it? What's the counter? What better offenses or sets fit for him against defenses like that? These are all important information, just stuff, facts that they can build into their resume and just kind of their notes and on players, on offense, on defense, on schemes, on other teams. So they got one more chance to kind of learn about that on Friday in their last Summer League game. All right, when we come back, we still have more to get to, more player reaction as well from out in Las Vegas, including post-game reaction from Alex Caravan and Jonathan Mobo. That's coming up in the next hour. Also sports business with Kelly Brothers. But when we come back, we have 3 for Madness, including a question we'll go to break with that maybe you guys can chime in on YouTube or on our text line at 916-339-1140. Yesterday, Alan Stiles, he put up that 4.8640 time. What other sporting feats would you like to see completed by our Sactown Sports staff, our personnel? What would they be? Let us know. We'll answer that question and 2 others in 3 for Madness next.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on Essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors. Locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need. From reliable printers to high-performance copiers, we'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
I'm Chris Verlad with your British Open update. Currently in first place is Daniel Brown. Tied right now in first place at the British Open is Ryan Gerard, and Daniel Brown, also tied for first, is Im Sung Jae. They all lead at 4 under at the British Open. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
3 for Madness coming your way here in just moments as we start.
Except before we get started with that, I need to let you know that Open Championship coverage is brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better.
I mean, that whole thing was just smooth. Nothing but smooth.
Fantastic.
British Open golf action. It's fantastic. As we start our second hour here, Jason Ross, Christopher Ladd, rolling right along. Again, later this hour, Sports Business with Kelly Brothers. And some more post-game reaction from Las Vegas yesterday. Alex Caravan, Jonathan Mobo. We'll hear from them later this hour. But let's do it. Let's start out with question 1 in 3 for Madness. Chris.
Yesterday, Alan Stiles completed a 4.8640 time, which was quite impressive. If you had to have other sports feats completed by Sactown sports personnel, what would they be?
All right, so we're asking you out there, what else would you like to see done? Let's check in. Campeo said a free throw contest, knock down 10 in a row. Maybe the crew can do the limbo challenge.
Well, that wouldn't be fair. Alan's winning that one easy.
Wow. Yeah, I think there could be some sort of shootout. That might be fun, or like a 3-point contest. I don't know if it would be very good. No one's promising anything here. That is doable, I think, without people getting hurt. That'd be sad if we got somebody hurt actually in a 3-point shootout. Have you had a chance to think about this, Chris? What are some of the things you would like to see some of our Sactown sports personnel try to conquer and achieve?
I'm not sure. Skill-wise, I don't know if we could get Dave to juggle something.
Yeah, Aaron saying Carmichael Dave with a hot dog eating contest. 11th North, show me how J. Ross, Dave, Chris do with some bocce ball or bowling. I also wouldn't mind seeing a 3-point competition. How are you at bowling?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay too. Nothing. I mean, I think if we had everybody do it, I wouldn't finish first. I don't think I'd finish last. We got someone suggesting longest drive in golf. Dave might win that. Dave could potentially win that.
Didn't Scott Marsh win that? Or who won it?
He might have too.
Wasn't there something that happened recently?
Oh, where he literally did win that?
Or you or something like that? Wasn't there something with...
Oh, well, there was something at a tournament, a year ago or something where I was in a group, and it was where you either tried to predict your drive distance, and then it was also like how close you were to your prediction, and then who was the longest drive. The whole thing about that is they had like the shot tracer like you'll see on the TV, and the guys in my group, including Scott Navarro, used to be at our station, I mean, just absolutely tanked the ball. I mean, just bombed it. And then I hit, and the people that were running the thing said, yeah, yours was the best. And I'm like, there's just no way. It didn't even make any sense. And I did hit it the straightest. I hit it well, but straight. And the other guys were a little bit off the path. They said, no, when you get up there, you'll see that your ball is actually farther than theirs. And when we got up there, it was not. I knew it wasn't. They were like 30 yards further ahead. So it didn't make any sense. I think at the moment I was leading the long drive, but it didn't last, and it wasn't accurate. So what else do we have? A checkers contest. Someone wants to see Dave try to beat Alan Stiles no, there's no way.
Oh, something's popping on Dave.
I know. Ping pong. You're pretty good at table tennis, aren't you?
No. That was a long time ago.
Inflatable sumo outfit tournament. Dodgeball might be fun. Yeah. So people weighing in. The one I think I still have to do, and this will go back to
a full Ironman.
You are ruthless. That's hilarious. I shouldn't even say it. I almost want to do it. So if I ever did that, then what would you say?
Congratulations.
Well, I'm sore and beaten up and just devastated and fatigued. No, the one I think I need to still try to do, because I said it on the show back then. This would be back with Damien on the lowdown. I remember we were at Raiders camp in Napa. So this is how far back it is. I'm guessing 2018, maybe somewhere around there. And we were at Raiders camp doing the show. And at this point, I think Raiders practice had finished. We were wrapping up the show. We maybe had 2 segments left, and like the field was open. And I kept saying, man, I'd like to go out there. I think I could make a 30-yard field goal within 2 tries. It wasn't the first try. I said, I need 2 tries. And it was so tempting to want to go out there and do it, and then never did it. And so since then, I feel like I need to try to accomplish that. I know I can make it. I've done that before, but could I do it now? Maybe I'll set that up before we start football season, Chris, to see if I and bring our social media guys and see if I can kick a 30-yard field goal. Think I can make that within 2 tries?
No.
I know what Dave did at the Davis game, where he was in front of a crowd, though. There was a lot more pressure. This I would just set up at Sac State's field or somewhere and just see if I can place the ball down at the 20-yard line. You get the 10-yard end zone, and boom, if I can boot it through within a couple tries, a 30-yard field goal. Used to be able to do it. I would feel pretty confident, but the last time I tried that, I don't even know when. It's been years. And yeah, maybe that's something who knows? Maybe that's something I'll give a whirl to. Someone else, we got another one suggesting Dave. They want to see Dave do the hot dog eating contest. He wouldn't be good at that.
No. Unless it was pre-cut and looked like donut holes. Then he'd do very well at it.
I don't know who would be the best at that. I know that just is like, this is
unfortunately we lost the person that would be the best at it.
Who's that?
Kyle.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Kyle Ledbetter would win that?
Yes, without a doubt. I would put all my money on it.
Wait, what is this? Well, I know the guy's like a vacuum. He could just eat, but like, you think he could eat with like pace like that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Calling your shot. I'll believe you on that one. What else do we have? Air hockey. Actually, if you put us all on ice, that might be really scary. What's the game where you fold paper to a football and flick it between the uprights? Oh yeah, I used to play that all the time. I think I'd be all right at that.
Now, I think if we were to have an NBA Jam tournament, I would like my chances.
Okay. But oh yeah, NBA Jam. Now, if you did like more of a current gaming system, wouldn't Brendan probably win? I don't know if he plays sports games or if he's playing other things, but
yeah, I'd be done. I think my last sports game that I played was FIFA 10.
And how were you at it?
That was okay.
Yeah. Someone's saying A Sizzle would dominate the hot dog eating contest. He's too competitive.
Well, he lost his last food competition.
That's right. The taco eating contest, correct?
Yeah, for gym boys.
Yeah. The slapping contest, I would not enter that. Not interested. Yeah. All right. But physics, I mean, I think the one that we could do that wouldn't damage, or maybe like wiffle ball home run derby or home run derby. We could try a 3-point contest. We could bowling shouldn't hurt anybody. 1140% is the first annual slap fest. Nope. Oh, Chris, how about boxing? You'd probably do well there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if I could get like a month of solid training in, everyone would be done.
Everyone would be done. All right, that's question 1. Let's go to question 2.
Question 2.
The Sacramento Kings have just one more game left for this summer. What else do you think they need to do to tweak the team before the start of the regular season?
Okay. Want to get to a few more here just because they're finally coming in on the text line. We got to see if we can get the Sactown sports crew in the Kings dunkers lineup sometime and see who gets closest to dunking off the trampoline. Or a 3-hole miniature golf. Okay.
Why 3-hole?
I don't know. It's not like that's that taxing. We could do 18. As far as the Kings question goes, what else do you want to see left? Yeah, here's what, before they get to the start of the regular season, as far as personnel wise, I don't know what else they can do to the roster. Obviously, I think they'll still be exploring trades. I think just if you look at the depth of the roster right now, if you really have like Stevens and Flagler as your two-way point guards, like I don't know that they need that. That feels a little repetitive. So maybe you find another two-way D. I don't know. I think that's something they could look at, but that's further down. That's not going to have the largest impact on the roster. I think it's figuring out kind of the best way they want to approach the season between the way the roster is currently constructed. And what I mean by that is, if you're kind of taking the veteran group of this team, and I'm going to put Keegan in there along with Hunter and Monk and Sabonis and Levine, and Precious is kind of close to that group too, even though he likes to hang with the Beam Boys. But like that group's been around the NBA, they've played a lot. They know what the scope of the whole league is, and so on and so forth, and probably will give the Kings the best chance to compete on a nightly basis. But then it's the next batch, the next wave, what you're trying to see, what your building blocks are, and that's Acuff and Sharp and Caravan, and then the second-year guys of Cardwell, Max, Clifford, kind of that group, Plowden. Like how much will they play? Some of them have to play. Where will they fit? How is the mix and match? Do you play bigger? Do you play smaller? Do you play a more defensive-oriented lineup? Do you play a more offensive-oriented lineup? The problem with all of that is I would say there's not one crystal clear answer, at least to me. I don't think there is. I think you get some strengths from that veteran group. I think you have some intrigue from the younger group. I think some of the defensive-oriented players might struggle offensively. Vice versa, some of your better offensive players aren't known for their defense. So there's not like easy answers for this. but I hope they get some clarity on kind of just the way they want to go. And maybe some of it is a fluid nature and you're reading the way the season is going. And that's probably the way it will be. But I think if we speculated on this the other day, you got to believe the keys to the car are going to Acuff. They are. He's going to start. And you think with Zach LaVine, you would think with Murray, and you think with Sabonis, it's just what's that other position? Is that playing another big in like Max Reynaud? Is that playing Precious at the 4, probably the one true 4 on the team, and moving Keegan to the 3? Is that playing 2 threes and Hunter and Murray that can both be a 3-4? So they've got some flexibility, but I think the Kings, even ironically in a day and age of positionless basketball, have kind of played a lot of people what would be deemed out of position. I mean, if you looked at what they were doing and have been doing, it's like, Keegan Murray's been playing a lot of 4. I think he's better suited as a 3. Some speculate Sabonis would be better as a 4. He's playing as a 5. DeRozan could maybe be a 2 or a 3, but he'd been playing him at the 3. Levine's definitely a 2, and Acuff would be a 1. But that was kind of the point. Like, they were kind of playing several key contributors, maybe slightly out of position by necessity. So I think they got a little bit better of a setup, not completely, but there's some unevenness to the roster and just kind of the strengths of each individual. And you want some of that, right? You want to mix and match, but I think trying to identify what the best mix and match, the best 5s will be the challenge for Doug Christie and for Scott Perry. But I think Scott Perry still has to keep looking, keep trying to tinker. And if there's other little avenues to either help the team financially, either help the team with youth, or just help the team with financial, with draft capital, I think that's the road he has to go. And I think really, they haven't shown that they've taken shortcuts. I think that's important. I would continue to go that road. This isn't hey, they're one player away to get this right to be what, a play-in team? Like, you go for that. You go for as many wins as you can get. But I think they want to build, and they've said it, this long, sustainable winner. And this teardown takes some time. They've done about a year of it, but it's certainly not finalized, and they're not there where you go, all right, these 3 players are the ones you clearly identified. That's what they're going forward with. That's the contracts that are best aligned. They're not there. They just aren't. And that's the reality they're in. All right, let's get to question 3.
The ESPYs were last night. Do you have any memories from this made-for-TV event of the years?
I think it started back in the mid to late 90s, and I kind of was excited for it back then. Watched a lot of ESPN, a lot of Sports Center at the time, and it's like, oh, this is a cool concept. There's all these other award shows, but now it just feels like, I don't know. It's kind of a look at me ESPN event, and that's fine. These things happen. They're not the only ones that ever do stuff like this. But if we're talking about memories of the ESPYs, usually it's, I don't know who won awards in this case at all. Who was the best team in 2005? I don't know. Who won athlete of the, I don't know. I don't remember that. It's an honor. It's cool. Get recognized. It's more of a chance to gather together and get people together and have some fun. But to me, if I'm thinking about this question, Chris, the immediate thought is Norm Macdonald.
That was the first one I was thinking of.
I go to Norm Macdonald and some of his jokes and some of his monologue, and how, or jokes throughout the time as he was hosting, just how uncomfortable but funny he was. That's what you're saying? That's who you were thinking of too?
Yeah, and who was it with? It was Norm Macdonald. Was it Woodson?
Oh, that he was talking about with OJ?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's something like Heisman Trophy, something that they'll never take away from you unless you murder 2 people.
Yes. And who was the shot they then panned to? Wasn't it like Griffey Jr.?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
And Griffey was like, ooh. It's one of those things like, I think he's laughing internally, or he's just uncomfortable. I don't know which it is, but yeah, it was that was definitely an interesting night. But I think Norm Macdonald was one of the great hosts. I'm gonna look back at, let me see who some of the hosts were. Last night it was a guy I like more than you do. You just don't like Marcelo Hernandez that much, huh?
No.
Yeah. So yesterday was the 34th ESPYs. Do you know who hosted the first two?
Was it an athlete?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at this list. This is crazy. No, not an athlete, a comedian. In that time.
So that was, when did it start?
93 was the first ESPYs. And they used to do this in February around the NBA All-Star break, and then now it's turned into around the Major League Baseball All-Star break.
Chris Rock.
Dennis Miller.
Oh.
So give me your reaction to the hosts of over the years. So we have Dennis Miller for 2, John Goodman.
Gross.
John Goodman's weird because he's like an actor.
Right. Well, how about following John Goodman with Tony Danza?
What?
Told you this is a weird
Dennis
list.
Miller, John Goodman, then Tony Danza.
Followed by Jeff Foxworthy. Then Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald did it the 6th year.
Is it weird that I think Jeff Foxworthy, I guess, kind of makes sense?
Yeah.
You might be a hockey player.
Norm Macdonald, Samuel L. Jackson, Jimmy Smits.
What?
Yep.
I don't remember any of this.
I know. Then Samuel L. Jackson for 2 years in a row. So he did it 3 out of 4 years. Then 2 years of Jamie Foxx. Oh my gosh, I don't remember this at all. Matthew Perry. Lance Armstrong.
Are they just picking names out of a hat?
Then it was LeBron James and Jimmy Kimmel. Justin Timberlake.
I remember Timberlake.
Jackson. I do remember that one.
I didn't know that Samuel L. Jackson did so many.
Yeah, then here's Samuel L. Jackson again. Then we get 2 years of Seth Meyers. I remember that. Rob Riggle. John Hamm. Drake. In 2015, Joel McHale. In 2016, John Cena. I remember this one. Peyton Manning. Danica Patrick. Tracy Morgan. Oh, then 2020, it was a virtual show. That was just such a strange year. It was Russell Wilson, Megan Rapinoe, and Sue Bird. Then you had Anthony Mackie, Steph Curry, Serena Williams, Shane Gillis, and Marcelo Hernandez last night.
Awful.
Now you see why I think both you and I are going, yeah, Norm Macdonald.
Just going through that list of people, there weren't that many where I'm like, oh, I got to check that out.
Right.
Which guessing is why I haven't seen the ESPYs that much.
Yeah. To me now it's, if there's a funny clip, I've seen a couple of the jokes that were said. Yeah, that's fine. But it's a little bit different. I don't know who will host next time, but Marcelo Hernandez did it last night. I just do not remember those. Tony Danza, Matthew Perry, RIP. Man, Joel McHale, I think would be good. He's got a dry. He can be sarcastic, pretty funny, but man, that's an odd list there of people that had hosted the ESPYs. All right, break time for us. Still more show to get to. Later this hour, more reaction from the Kings' performance yesterday. The best one from Alex Caravan and Jonathan Mobo. We'll hear from both of them. Also, my sit down with Max Reynaud coming up at 8 o'clock. No Sam Amick today. Sam will be on vacation for the next couple of weeks. But when we return, let's get into some sports business. What's going on? More ticket prices, more talk about the World Cup. We'll talk about that in sports business with Kelly Brothers next.
Even among the most heated rivals, nothing brings people together quite like a little bit of turbulence.
When someone says, hey, there's an issue with the equipment, I don't feel particularly comfortable. And when they said equipment, I'm sitting on the aisle, and Frankie and I just slowly turn and look at each other, and we almost held hands to say, hey, you know what? Whatever will be, will be.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
It's time for your Sactown Soccer Report. Powered by Sactown.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with CapTrust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. CapTrust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
It's that time to talk a little sports business each and every Thursday. Joining us to give us some more insight what's going on sports-wise, financially as well. The great Kelly Brothers joining me, Jason Ross, this morning. Dave is off one more week. Kelly, how are you this morning?
Doing great. Watching the British Open. It's that dead week in the summer, isn't it? But hey, we have World Cup and British Open in a dead week. That's good. We'll take it.
Yeah, not bad. Well, let's start with the World Cup because it's obviously caught a lot of people's attention. It's done very well. I was talking about this earlier. Still odd that they actually have the third place game. They'll have that on Saturday in Miami, but they'll also have the championship. What's going on with the kind of ticket price? It's just all the things kind of World Cup related financially.
Get-in price for the championship game is over $8,000.
Wow.
The get-in price. So that's coming up this weekend. The get-in price for Argentina, England was above $7,500, which was the record get-in price for any U.S. sporting event in history. And now it's going to be above $8,000 for the championship game between Argentina and Spain coming up this weekend. So the World Cup, I think, has been, just unanimously a huge success in the United States, not only in terms of foreigners coming to our shores and enjoying it and saying what they love about America, but also in terms of the broadcasters. As a matter of fact, already you're seeing a lining up of Netflix, Disney, YouTube. Fox is going to have some competition for future World Cups, especially it looks like 2038. It looks like 2038 is when 2038 is when the U.S. will host again. That's currently the thinking. So when that happens, you're going to see some record numbers for the broadcast rights, because I think Fox made a very good investment, and it's turned out well for them.
I know this is the world we live in. We've talked about this many times, Kelly, over the months and year or two that we've been doing this, but just earlier in the week, the Home Run Derby, for example, was on Netflix, and that's something that's always kind of been on or maybe ESPN, let's say. People have Netflix. Not everybody has Netflix. People have Amazon. Not everybody has Prime. Those kind of things. They pay for it. They know that's happening. I don't know if this is a good thing for sports, but I guess it's the world we're doing right now.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the rear. I mean, I understand. The NFL games, you can kind of get it. Baseball's always jacked around their consumers a little bit. I mean, they would put playoff games on TNT when you hadn't watched a game on TNT all year,
right?
And what is that? They're not. They don't care as much about the customer as they do the dollar in many cases, because the customer wants to see and hear their own announcers. The customer wants familiarity. They don't want two guys they don't even know who they are broadcasting a game after 160 games when they haven't done a game the entire year. So I'm not a fan of what they're doing. I will say it's interesting. The Texas Rangers are abandoning their regional sports network, and they're going to do their own direct-to-consumer in-house broadcast streaming option. So they're going to bring it all in-house. Now, obviously, when you get to the playoffs or an all-star game, that doesn't matter if one team is in-house. But I think you're going to see more and more teams want to own more and more of what they can. But I think these leagues make a mistake when they just go for the highest dollar and don't treat the fan in a way that the fan feels familiar and comfortable with whatever is going on with the game after 162 games, for God's sake. So, but broadcast rights are going to stay huge, and as a matter of fact, they're going to go up because you got more and more players. All of these streaming players, Netflix loves this stuff, and they're going to have some NFL games again. You have Disney, you've got YouTube TV. So they're all going to be engaged, and this is big tech money. This is not broadcast money. This is big tech.
Yeah. And as someone that does give financial advice back to the World Cup, if you had someone tell you, Kelly, I do have a ticket for the Cup final. You tell me what the get-in price is here. Would you suggest them to sell that ticket?
To me, it's always about the opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Does that a ticket pay for your life-saving medication? Then yes, sell it. Or the life-saving medication of a family member? Yes, sell it.
Yeah.
If that just pays for a weekend in Vegas, I'd say keep it and go to it. So it's always the cost of the foregone conclusion that you have to work into the equation.
Yeah, well said there. So we're talking with Kelly Brothers, talking sports business. You started talking that you're watching the British Open, another major out there, kind of the what do we got there financially about the British Open?
It's not financially. It brought back a memory. This Royal Birkdale, there are certain shots they show, and if you told me they were in West Texas, I'd believe you. It's very dry. It's very brown. It could be the Fresno Open. It really could.
Yes.
But it brought back a memory. I went to remember when the U.S. Senior Open was at Del Paso, and I went to one of the first rounds, and I just remember the chuckles. The U.S. Senior Open, when it was at Del Paso Country Club, was coming off of the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay in Washington State. And at that point in the season, it had been kind of a dry summer up in Washington State. Chambers Bay didn't look very good either. It was pretty brown. It did not look like we all expected Washington State to look like. And plus, it was a little bit of a funky golf course. But I just remember Colin Montgomery, after he finished his practice round at Del Paso, saying, as only a Brit could say, "It is so good to play around on a proper golf course." Because Chambers Bay was not a proper golf course in Colin Montgomery's line of thinking. But it's just, the British Open, you just expect rain and wind, and it feels like I'm watching a tournament out of Lubbock. So
yeah, they're getting long rollouts on those drives, and that thing's burnt for sure. How about the Seahawks, Kelly? They're in the news and their sale. More big money out there.
Huge money, and I thought it was going to be even bigger, and I'll tell you why. $9.6 billion was the price paid by the Kosla family, who he is a minority owner in the 49ers. He's going to have to sell that stake in the Niners to buy the Seahawks. I think his wife is going to be the managing director of the whole enterprise, but I thought it would have been higher, and here's why. They have made it very clear, Paul Allen's estate, that all of this money is going to charity. So in that case, if you're Mr. Kosla, I would love to know the conversation. Did he go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to pay you $5 billion for the Seahawks, and then I'm going to make a $5 billion donation to the Allen Family Foundation"? You're getting $10 billion out of the deal. You're getting more than full value. But on the $5 billion he gives to the foundation, that's a tax advantaged situation for him. That is a write-off to him. Buying a team is not a write-off necessarily, depending on how you do it. But I thought maybe be even higher, because I thought someone would structure it in such a way that the money was going to charity anyway. So I'm going to give you more because there's huge tax advantages to me giving to your foundation over me just buying the team. Still, $9.6 billion. Kudos to Jody Allen, his sister, because if she had just turned around and sold it in 2018, I checked it out. That was the year the Carolina team sold to David Tepper for $2.25 billion. So she would have gotten $2 to $2.5 billion. By waiting, holding off, Seahawks win the Super Bowl, puts them on the market, nearly $10 billion. So 4 to 5 times what she would have gotten if she had sold immediately upon Paul Allen's death. Also interesting to note, of course, the other team he owned was the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have been sold. And boy, Adam Silver yesterday basically said, "I don't like the way these negotiations are going with Portland." And the owner has drawn a line in the sand and basically said, "We will move if you don't renovate Moda for us." And I'm sure Portland doesn't want that. I'm sure the league doesn't want a team to leave Portland. But Adam Silver said, "I don't like the way this is going at all."
Yeah, there's been a lot of people keeping their eye on that. Kelly, I was in Vegas at Summer League, and they just that was kind of a point of conversation around just NBA circles. It feels messy right now. Maybe that gets cleaned up, but it doesn't look very good right now.
No, it doesn't. And the last thing you want is for the Pacific Northwest to lose another NBA team.
Right.
If I'm the new owner, I'm saying, hey, tell you what, I'm going to move this team to Seattle. Portland fans can still, it's not unlike the A's moving to Sac for a few years. Portland fans, you can still support us, but they're using full leverage here. And, Adam Silver wants to keep teams in certain markets, but at the same time, he doesn't want to stop his owners from maximizing, the shareholder value for the people who own these teams. So I think Portland's going to get messier before it gets cleaned up.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, always enjoy your insight on sports business. Enjoy the golf tournament this weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Jason.
All right. Thank you. That's Kelly Brothers talking sports business with us here as he does each and every Thursday at 7:30. Now, as we said earlier, normally Thursdays at 8, we check in with Sam Amick. No Sam today. He's going to be on vacation for a couple weeks, but we've got you covered. We have a sit down with Maxime Reynaud coming your way at 8 o'clock. But up next, more reaction to yesterday's performance from a couple of individuals. We'll hear from Jonathan Mobo and Alex Caravan. Post-game reaction from Vegas from them. That's coming your way next.
Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Chevy is the heartbeat of America, and there's a big upside to buying and driving a new Chevy Silverado half-ton truck. There's the lifetime warranty, not to mention the selection, from a two-wheel drive to a four-wheel drive, the LT, RST, High Country, you name it. There's an even bigger upside to buying a new Silverado at Folsom Chevy. General Manager Eric Wilson and his team are offering 0% financing for 5 years and no payments for 90 days during the entire month of July. On all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock, an incredible deal. Folsom Chevy is truck country. You can find them off Highway 50 at the Folsom Auto Mall, between the Hazel and Folsom exits. Find out more at folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 financed. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 31st, 2026.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Sit down with Maxime Reynaud coming up in about 15 minutes that I think you'll enjoy listening to. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday before I left Vegas. But we're not done with Vegas, by the way. Our afternoon show, the Drive Guys, are there through the week, and their coverage will continue with content out there each and every day. Make sure you're tuned to SactownSports.com, our Sactown Sports YouTube page, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Make sure you find out all of that. And we're brought to you all by our friends at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. Yesterday, the Kings, a brutal first quarter. 4 points. That's it. Hey, Summer League record, though. They did something of significance there. They only gave up 13. That was the good news, but 13-4 was the first quarter score. They regrouped, found their footing a little bit as the game went along. And one of the good things that happened in the game was a solid performance from Alex Caravan. I've been talking about him as a guy that statistically, there's just been nothing that's come from him yet. I mean, it just hasn't been. I think the very first game he played, he didn't score, but you could see he missed his shots. I didn't have that big of an issue with that. You could see some of the other ways he could help, but he's not the kind of guy that just jumps out at you as far as what he does on the floor. You can see being in the system at UConn, being one of the greatest Huskies of all time. I mean, Coach Hurley absolutely raves about him. Does seem to be a basketball junkie, cares, wants to be good. I think will work hard. I think is a positive asset to have on a team. But when you're out here and where the Kings are, you almost kind of wish you maybe took a shot on like a higher risk player in a sense, like where you go, man, that guy didn't work out, or wow, what a steal. But you got to give Caravan some time to see what he will become and how he'll develop. So without a couple of games of not really contributing in just the stats that much, there were other winning plays and type of things that he was doing. Yesterday with Maxime Reynaud out and Nick Clifford and Darius Acuff, there was more opportunity for Alex Caravan, and he took advantage of that. Let's hear his post-game conversation talking about the way he performed yesterday in Vegas.
How much did this feel like an improvement from, I know you guys didn't get the win that you wanted, but an improvement effort-wise compared to yesterday's game?
I mean, it had to. I mean, the way we played yesterday was just unacceptable. And, you know, we want to get wins. We fell short of a win, but the way we competed and our effort, even through the first quarter where we weren't making shots, it was a lot better.
Where do you notice that the most?
What?
The increased compete effort level.
Defensively, rebounding it, trying not to let them get second chance opportunities, and just trying to be more physical on the defensive side.
You mentioned that slow start offensively, just kind of shots not falling. Did you feel like you were still getting good looks out there as a team?
I thought we got great looks. I really did. I mean, I got some. Emmanuel got some. I know a couple of our guards got some too. So, I mean, we were super comfortable with the looks we got. We just couldn't hit them.
And then for yourself, you know, how good did it feel to have a night where a bunch of shots are going through and obviously a little bit more on you with some other guys out?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. I mean, I knew I had to step up some more with, you know, a couple of our key pieces out tonight. But, you know, I've been getting more comfortable game in game now, and I feel extremely comfortable out there now.
Chris, Coach Darnell mentioned that, you know, he felt like maybe earlier during this Vegas trip that you've been hesitating a little bit from three or once you put a hold. Is that a mindset you came into tonight with, of letting it fly a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I got to let it fly, and that's something the coach has been telling me too, and I think it's been an adjustment for me too, just with the pace of the game, the athleticism. Just it's a different game compared to college, so it took me some time to get used to it, but pretty good. I'm more comfortable with it now.
What's that, I guess, like for you, just the evaluating of, oh, I'm going to pull it right now, or attack this closeout, since you're obviously capable of both?
Just basketball instincts, just reading what the game is. If you're hot, more likely you're going to attack a closeout, but you know, if you're open, you let it fly. So just really basketball instincts out there.
What stood out for me, we just talked to Mobo a little bit earlier. What's kind of your impressions of what he's brought defensively?
J-Mo?
Hugo, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's been great. I mean, the energy he plays with, just how relentless he is on the offensive glass, but also just how physical he is defensively. And he's a team-first guy, and he's always got the same approach every single game. And he's a great person off the court, too. So, I mean, it's been awesome playing with J-Mo.
And then, I guess, evaluating yourself throughout the entire course of Vegas so far. Obviously, one more game to go, but just how would you evaluate how you performed?
I feel like I could do better. I feel like, you know, obviously I value myself on wins, and we just haven't been winning as much as I wanted to out here. So, you know, I think that's in itself. And then, you know, my play, too, has got to be better. I think from the jump, I wasn't as comfortable, or I applied a lot more pressure on myself than I should have, and slowly I'm getting more comfortable out here. So I got to be better. It's a great learning experience for me compared to the college level, and excited just to learn from this and for one more game.
What do you think of, like, the formatting? Like, obviously you're talking about focusing on winning and stuff, but I feel like it's a very, short amount of time that you're with this group. Just what's kind of the process been like of adjusting to Summer League basketball compared to what you're used to?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely quick process. I mean, you get drafted and you just go straight to practices, and it's a unique process. It's great, though, because I'm playing alongside fellow rookies, but then also guys that are key rotation players on the Kings team. So it's great just creating chemistry already, and, you know, in Summer League or in practice, it's just great just to get extra time on the court with them.
How much have Max and some of those second-year guys been helping you out, and what has their messaging been?
They've been great. I mean, Neek, Max, Dylan, they've been continuing to encourage me, talking to me on the sidelines, telling me what they see, telling me during a free throw what's about to happen next. So they've been super encouraging. They've been super great and extremely helpful for me.
What do you want to see in the final game out here?
A win. I'd like to win leaving Vegas.
Yeah. So you said it yourself. This is about winning. What to you constitutes a winning play? What defines a winning play that you could do, but even just in general, what a winning play is on the basketball floor?
Just being unselfish, doing the little things, creating an extra possession, just stuff that doesn't go on the stat sheet, I think, contributes to a winning play. And, tonight they made more winning plays than we did.
What have you learned game by game that has been the most important thing to stick out to you as a rookie being in this environment for the first time?
I think the speed of the game, the pace of the game. College, 6 seconds longer on the shot clock, and then specifically at UConn too, we played a lot slower too. So definitely the pace of the game, just being more comfortable than the athletes out there. I mean, it's one of a kind athletes out there.
Speaking of UConn, have you seen Terrace out there? Have you been talking to him at all?
I've been talking to T. Reed. Me and T. Reed have been talking a lot. I went to dinner with him a couple days ago. Coach Hurley's been out here, Donovan, Cam. So I've been seeing a couple Huskies.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Alex Caravan. Good stuff there. Brendan Nunez leading the charge on most of that interview. And yeah, I mean, look, I love his answers. That's for sure. I mean, he was pleased individually that he was able to do some more things yesterday, but hasn't loved what he's done. And that when you come from a winning program, and that's the value of that, like constant winning. And yeah, it's an adjustment to the speed and to all that, but also then coming here and losing. And granted, it's summer league. In the end, people don't always know what your record is in summer league, but this is your first taste of the NBA, and he's used to winning. And so that was probably a bit of a shock to him. The speed, everybody always talks about that, just the size and speed, the adjustment. It'll take time. It'll take time for A-Cuff. It'll take time for everybody. They figure it out, or you don't. That's the reality. It's like either you have a future in this league and you figure it out and you adjust to the speed and size and strength and all that stuff, or it becomes too much for you. And so these guys are still in that figuring out process. Another guy who's had the taste, though, has been in the league, has been drafted, has done some good things, certainly with the Raptors. I think this is a really good signing on a two-way deal for the Kings, is Jonathan Mobo. I just like the different things he can do, that versatility. Yesterday, I know he had a double-digit rebounds. So he'll get assists. He can score. If his shot starts to go, that's where offensively he could really get his minutes, because the defense is there. He's going to be tenacious and active, and his presence will be felt. But let's hear what he had to say post-game. Here's Jonathan Mobo.
Obviously, a little bit of a slow start for you guys. Just what did you make of how much did you feel like you were still getting looks that you guys liked in that beginning, and just sort of them not falling?
Yeah, that's the tough thing about basketball. You don't, it's made and misses. You can't make every shot. I feel like we was getting great looks at the beginning of the game. Our defense kept us in the game a little bit, even though it kind of chipped away a little bit, but we fought back and, just continue to keep going and getting the looks, and, eventually it started to fall.
Defensively, guarding a guy like Hugo, maybe best dude on that other side, what was sort of your mindset, and what do you make of him as a player?
He's a great player. You just got to be aggressive, and, he plays well off the ball. He knows how to play basketball, and I feel like, we just got to continue to know scout and personnel, and, we almost had a triple-double, going into the half. So, we just got to be more locked on the scout.
When things started to turn in your guys' favor, what did you feel like the shift was? What were you guys doing differently?
Just our intensity. Our shots started to fall. Defense, I feel like, defense led first. And we got steals, rebounds, and push and transition. We was just scoring, fluent buckets. And I feel like if that's the case, then, just keep going. And I feel like, if the shots are going to fall, the shots are going to fall. And that's what we started to do towards the end of the game.
How would you evaluate your performance, not only just tonight, but throughout the course of Vegas out here?
I can just get better. Each and every game I'm trying to get better. Just work on my conditioning a little bit, just doing the extra plays. So I just got to continue to do that so I can help my team win.
It's mainly conditioning for you that you're focused on?
And shooting, too. And I've been making my free throws and, just trying to be ready for the corner ball threes.
What did you make of Alex? Caught a little bit of fire today, but what do you think he brings for you
guys? He's a great player. I feel like, kind of struggled a little bit, first couple games. But that's summer league, that's, as being a rook, you're not going to come in here, have the best performance, every game. So, he just kept staying with it, and, he trusted him, and he had a great game today.
You haven't done this a few times. Do you talk to a guy like that? Like, hey, stay at it?
Yeah. I was telling him, just shoot it because he got I call it heat check. He already made 3 in a row. So, just keep shooting, and, we're going to get your rebound. We got your back. So, just got to keep going.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, some comments there from Jonathan Mobo. Again, they call him J-Mo. I think he's got an opportunity to help this squad with that versatility, with that size. And that's, again, kind of a position that I've talked about many times that I feel the Kings have been light on. Length on kind of the wing slash, whether he's guarding 4s or 5s, but 3s, like just so many other teams have players in that 6'7" to 6'10" range that they could just keep flooding the floor with, and you can almost play 4 or 5 of them at times. And you're just like, someone's playing the point, someone's playing the center, and the rest are just kind of blanketing the rest of the perimeter. And it's just, those are tough teams to play against. The Kings don't have a lot of that. And now you feel like they've added a little bit with Hunter, which we barely got to see, by the way. He's kind of like the mystery man. We just don't really know what he'll be for this team this year. You still have that in Keegan Murray, but now you get another one in Mobo. And I think they like what his potential could be. And if he keeps working, I think there's definitely a rotation player in there. I really do. And maybe even a guy of impact, because he can get stats and he can guard. And if that offense and jumper gets a little bit more polished and consistent, I think he can go a long way with this team or anybody in the NBA. That's for sure. All right, so we've completed 2 hours of this Thursday show. You can still hit us up at 916-339-1140. By the way, I did want to get this text before we break. We were talking about the ESPYs earlier in the hour. This is a good one. They mentioned, I think the Jim Valvano speech was the thing I remember most from the ESPYs. Yeah, that's probably the most iconic thing from the ESPYs. But the rest, man, when we read the list of hosts, I just blew me away. Couldn't remember half of those guys doing the ESPYs, hosting the ESPYs. All right, in the 8 o'clock hour, we will have who's hot and who's not. We will check in from the Sack Shack. Brendan Nunes, who did a lot of those post-game interviews there. We'll see what he's up to this morning and what's next for the guys over there. But up next, I had a chance yesterday morning to sit down before I flew out of Vegas to New Orleans here to check in with Maxime Reynaud. Our Summer League sit-down with Max coming your way next here on Sactown Sports.
.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow. $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now, unbeatable interest rates. $14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on the job upfit with eligible upfit, $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $1,667 per $1,000 borrowed. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
My buddy dies. I show up to the funeral. Open casket. We're still doing that? I've never understood open casket. I don't get it. It's like, you told me he was dead. I believed you.
From the Monday Morning Podcast, his hit film Old Dads, and his latest Grammy-nominated special on Hulu, comedian Bill Burr, coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, Saturday, July 25th, with all new material. Get tickets at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Bill Burr.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD 1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader.
This is Christopher Laud with your Open Championship update. Sungjae M and Daniel Brown are tied for first. They're at 4 under par, and there are 7 tied for third at 3 under par, including American Bryson DeChambeau. Open Championship coverage is brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better. Now back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't! Yes, he did!
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Our third hour of today's show. Jason Ross, Christopher Law, Dave will be back with us on Monday. And our crew is continuing to give you coverage from Las Vegas. I finally left Las Vegas after several days there in Vegas, checking out Kings action. But our coverage is going to continue with the afternoon show and even our show and the midday show with Matt and Kayla. We got all things going on Kings as we're brought to you by Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. So before I was able to jump on a flight, headed over here to New Orleans, to be involved in a family reunion this weekend. Good times will be had out here, but did get a chance yesterday. Kings were nice enough to hook up and set up another Summer League sit down. And I got a chance to catch up with the big man, Maxime Reynaud. And Max has had an eventful summer. He's been working with the French national team. He has been working on his game. He is coming off a rookie campaign in which he was named all-rookie squad. And Max has been a success story so far. I think if you look at, where he was drafted, getting some opportunity a little bit last year with the Kings, and then as the year went along, he was playing more and more and just got better and better and better. And that's exactly what you want. And now in year 2, you want him to take some of those things that he did well in year 1 and just expand and grow like he's been doing. And I think he's physically gotten bigger. And he says he's going to continue to get in better shape and continue to work. And he's on the journey. He's begun his career. And there's a difference from going from year 1 to year 2. And that jump and that assessment that he's going to work on his game. Now, keep in mind, he's coming off just a brutal summer league game the other day where he was a turnover machine. But the first game he played really well. Didn't play last night. We'll see if he gives it a go or not. On the game on Friday tomorrow. But nonetheless, chatted back and forth on a lot of different things with Maxime Reynaud. So let's take a look and listen and view, if you're on YouTube, of the conversation on my Summer League sit down with Maxime Reynaud.
Here with Maxime Reynaud after your first rookie season. By the way, congratulations, all rookie team.
Thank you.
That feels good, right?
Yeah.
Should be proud of that.
Proud of that. Really happy, and at the same time, a little bit more expectation for next year.
Yeah.
So comes hand in hand.
Raising the bar.
Yeah, definitely. So we got to confirm next year and make sure I stay on the trajectory.
So I'm going to start on a self-serving note. For the first time ever, I'm going to Paris next month.
Yes.
I mean, I got an expert. What do I need to do? I'll be there about 5 days with my wife. It's an anniversary trip.
I would say walk by the river. Most of the sightseeing places are around there. A lot of good restaurants. The one really cool thing is to choose an area and just get lost in it. You have beautiful architecture, awesome bakeries, awesome restaurants, whatever you need. And then if you want like specific restaurants, I can give you some after.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were saying like, look, I can't miss this. You have to. I mean, I'm going to do Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, like all the things that probably tourists do that you're like, okay, it's not a big deal to you, but like, what else should I like? If I see you next season, you go, good recommendation or not? Like, what's the one thing I got to do?
I really like the Grand Palais. I really like the French Academy. I really like the Pantheon, the Luxembourg Garden. Once again, it's very personal, but I would say like get lost in the city. It generally is like you're gonna have a lot of hidden gem. Walk by the river, look left and right, and as soon as you see one cool alley, just dive in there and figure it out from there. I think that's the way to go.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. And for you, you got a lot of time there, or at least playing with the French national team. When's the next kind of hopefully good news note coming your way from them?
Well, it should be today, I think.
Oh, today?
I think today the list is supposed to come out, so I don't know what time, but that would be for the August qualification window.
Okay. And do you, I mean, by all indications when I was watching, you feel like you did enough? I mean, do you feel like you did your part to
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, also we got the result that we wanted, so it's a good look. I think I did, but then I also know we have a ton of players, so they might want to have different look. Wish this interview was a little later so I could tell you for sure, but we'll see. I think there's a good chance I'm in it.
Yeah.
Now, once again, I don't want to, jinx it or anything.
What's the value in that too? I mean, it's obviously more basketball, competitive basketball. Whether you're working out on your own, working out with the Kings now, what did you get out of that experience?
Live play. I think a lot of workouts during the summer are like 1-on-0, maybe 1-on-1, but very little 5-on-5. So it's high level live play, and at the same time, on a more personal level, I take a lot of pride in my country and in what we've achieved over the past couple of years. And I understand that me being in the situation that I'm in today, which is being a European French player in the NBA, has also been made possible by all the French players that have competed at a very high stage, World Cup, Olympics in prior years. So I'm also doing this for the next generation.
I know yesterday I had a chance to talk to Nick after the game. We're going to leave the game away, but he said he was giving you grief, which I think it was too sensitive, wasn't it yesterday? Too soon to be talking about the World Cup with you?
I mean, it was bad. Yesterday was just a bad day overall. I mean, just the game that we played, everything, it was just not good. But it is what it is, you know. You got to live with it. It just sucks.
Yeah. Is that one of the lessons? Like, what did you learn rookie year? Because you have great games, you have bad games, the team plays well, you don't, vice versa. Like, there's always another game. Like, what were some of the rookie lessons you learned?
Well, definitely, kind of next play mentality, being able to move on from it very fast. But you still want to be able to learn from your mistake and understand what went wrong. So it's like having the ability to be very objective about how you play and, how you look back at it. And at the same time, being able to move on very fast.
And so now, particularly right here in Vegas, you are a vet amongst this group, which is crazy, right? I mean, you were new at this last year in the NBA, but you're a vet of the group. What's that role been like? I know you've always been a guy that will talk out there, but how's that adjustment been?
It's a good question. I think I struggled a little bit with it because I came back so late from national team, and they already had the Cal Classic going on, and they already kind of had like a team hierarchy, a team structure before I came in. But I believe it's you try to lead by example. You're trying to talk to the guys a little bit. I was trying to spend some time one-on-one a little bit with some of the rooks at some time of the game, trying to figure out, okay, right now you're struggling. Do you like to be left alone? Do you like to have someone come talk to you? Right now you're doing great. Like, how can we get you going even more? So, just trying to figure this out. I understand it's really hard to do it in like a 1 week window.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can learn a little bit from that and already be a little bit more of a mentor when we come in around September and October. So it's good.
I saw you a couple times during the game. I think it was second half. So the game had gotten away from you guys, but you were sitting next to Darius.
Yeah.
And, a couple, I don't know what you're saying. I don't need to know per se, but just like what's the messaging there to a guy that you all hope has a bright future?
No, I mean, he's amazing. Just trying to understand, how can I help him? How can he help me? And how can that help the team? I feel like also there's an adjustment when you come from college and you play a certain style of basketball, a certain amount of minutes in a certain environment, and now all of this get kind of shuffled around once you come with the pros. So, trying to help him and transition as fast as he can. Clearly wasn't enough that day, but hopefully we can build our relationship and help us in the future.
Is that one of the bigger things from college? We all talk about size and speed, and you get used to that, but there is a rhythm to a college season, and eventually there kind of is to an NBA season, but you guys don't get a lot of practice time, and you guys had a ton of injuries, so then, boom, you're in the lineup, but someone else you're used to is not in the lineup. How do you kind of work your way through those challenges?
I mean, I still don't really know, honestly, but I feel like you got to take it one day at a time, expect the expected. Nothing is going to go well all the time. You're always going to play at, 70%, 60%. You're always going to be half injured. You're always going to scout a game, and they turn out they're going to do something completely different that day. So you just got to be able to adapt and, find solutions on your own. And that's why we prepare so much over the summer, is that doesn't matter what situation we're being put in, we have some kind of answers to it. But the reality of it is, every day is a new day, every day is a new challenge, and you just have to, deal with it. And that's the beauty of professional sports too.
Yeah. What about your getting the honor of Rookie of the Year is significant. I mean, all rookie team, excuse me. What was your personal highlight of your rookie season? Whether it was a game, a moment, that honor, just completing it, I don't know.
A couple things. Obviously, first of all, being able to play with some guys like, Russ, DeMar, veterans that have been here for 15 plus years in the league that, you grew up watching. That was absolutely surreal. And I strongly believe that, Russ gave me that kind of a confidence, mentorship that I needed to really play at my full potential. And then on a more personal level, being able to have, friends, family coming to games, seeing me play at that level. I also feel like going back home and playing for my national team for the first time, so many things happened at once. Those were really, really good for me, and I was really proud of them. But if I keep it real too, not having the team success that we were expecting and we wanted is also something that, pulls you back to reality. And so you got to manage both, but yeah.
You guys were able to also, in a tough season, have some fun, the Bean Boys. That was a lot of fun. That was fun. I talked to Nick yesterday. He wants to add some other elements, wants to get everybody with glasses. Where can this thing go?
Yeah, you go to the moon, man. Go to the moon. No, I think it's cool that, Light the Beam started a couple of years ago with that team, and every year the new team coming in can add their own flair to it, their own touch to it, and I think that's really important that we appropriate ourselves this tradition from the Kings, right? So yeah, Precious, Dylan, and Nick were amazing in that, and hopefully I can continue with it.
You guys going to grow the group?
We take an application. If you guys want to pull up.
Yeah. And what's fun, what I enjoyed about it is maybe it was designed for you to light the beam or Precious or whoever. Yeah. But you guys all you were a group. It was a group package.
Yeah, it was. And that's what's fun. I mean, you win as a team, you celebrate as a team, right?
Yeah. How about for you? Obviously, we're talking about with the team in France. Hopefully that goes after that. I mean, is there a time to have a little bit of a break? You guys don't have that much time off after that.
Yeah, I feel like the time for the break will be right after Summer League. That's kind of what happened last year. I feel like that's really the time where the whole front office, the whole team is kind of, taking some downtime. And then, coming back in August until season, we're pretty much going to go full speed from there, trying to get back in that playing shape for national team. And then I'll come back from national team around, September. And then from there, we're almost rolling into training camp. So, yeah.
I see you were shooting threes last year. You're working more on it. I mean, you were then playing some 4, playing some 5. You comfortable either way?
Yeah, I mean, definitely being able to play the 4 has, opened up more threes for me. So being able to knock those down, and then that and some post up as well, because whether I play the 4 or the 5, I need to be able to play those. But especially at the 4, I'm gonna have way more mismatch in terms of my size. So yeah, that has to come along. And I was pretty happy with the way I shot like the past 2 games. I think it was like 2 for 5, 1 for 2, so it's like good percentage. But yeah, keep that going and make that a weapon.
Do you like to play with 4 wings as the 5? Do you like to play as a 4 with another 5 or a 5 with another 4? Do you have a preference?
I think I'm able to adapt in both situations, so I don't really mind. Whatever the better mismatch against the other team we're playing is, I don't have a preference. I will say I play the 5 more in my career, so naturally I may be more used to and confident in playing it, but I'm willing to adapt and adjust to whatever game plan we have.
Okay. One last thing for me on the personal note as well. I told you, going to Paris, also going to Italy. Any tips for? We're going to a couple different spots there, but anything I must do? Have you been to Italy?
I've been to Italy a couple times, but I do not. I mean, I know Rome was beautiful. Yeah. If you like history, you like architecture, same thing. You're gonna love it. One place that I really want to go is Lake Como. I always see those beautiful pictures. I've never been, but that could be a destination for the future. And I just feel in general like Western Europe has just this beautiful history that you just have to go embrace the culture. Whatever floats your boat, man.
That's cool. I'll take that. So almost as a test, one of the rookies comes up to you and says, "All right, Max, you've been in Sacramento for a year. How about Sacramento? Where are you telling him to go? What are you suggesting to that?"
For food, for example,
for whatever place to see, food, hangouts, whatever.
Well, I really like Crew. I really like Binchoyaki. I really like. There are a ton of good restaurants, honestly. There, those are all awesome. I really like going to the farmers market on the weekend. I think it's really cool to have all the people, from Midtown, pulling up there.
What's that like for you there? Are you getting?
A little bit. I feel like the first couple of ones I really did, and then as time goes on, it's kind of the same people coming back, so it's a little chiller.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go meet the people from Sacramento. I mean, they love the Kings, they love us, and we love them back. And at the same time, it's a new experience for you. You've probably never been to Sac before, so go enjoy the city, meet new people, and live a wonderful life.
Well, Max, it's great catching up with you. Best of luck. Hope you hear the great news for Team France. Yeah. And keep up the hard work and look forward to next season. Big Boys Part 2.
There we go.
Thank you.
Maxime Reynaud, my summer league sit down with him yesterday. I got a chance to get that in before leaving Las Vegas. Again, very personable, very likable. But I also appreciate, he's had some success a little bit here after his rookie season, but that's not where it's going to end for Max. He wants to, he's got that quest. He's got that thirst. He wants to continue to get better. And those are all important traits. I mean, they really are. And, now I think Maxime Reynaud is in an interesting spot because, look, one of the highest paid players on the team and one of the most gifted players they have is Domantas Sabonis. And I don't know how much of a run Max would have got last year if Domas was healthy for the whole year. Well, the reality is he wasn't. And you have to be ready if your number is called on. And that's the biggest credit I can give Max, because he was ready. And then he just developed as the year continued. So some of the things we talked about last year was Max and some of the other guys that were producing. Were they producing strictly because they were, NBA talent that was given the minutes, or is there really something more to his game? And I think as you watch and you see him improve, it feels like it's becoming more what's a part of his game. And for him to average as a rookie 12.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, he had an assist and a half a steal, half a block. Shot the ball pretty well, clip at 57%, hit a couple threes. These are good things. These are good things where Max was really starting to impact this team in winning. And if we kind of do the cycle of the way the year began, like in the league, the season opener, very first game of the year, played 11 minutes, didn't score. His month of November, his final stat line there, averaged about 6.5 points. So December getting a few more opportunities now. You can see where it's happening for him. 15-9 is what he averaged in December. In January, his numbers dropped, just didn't have as impactful of a January. And I think Sabonis was back for some of that too. 7-6 is what he averaged, almost 8-6. Then you go to February, 13-9. These are good numbers. March, he was 18-9. And then the last month, which had a handful of games, about 6 or 7, he was 18 and almost 10 rebounds. So, when inside there, you're seeing games of 28 points, 30 points, 32 points, 23 points, 22 points, 26 points, some double doubles. There's an excitement of what that could be. Now, that didn't translate into a lot of wins for the team, but that I'm not putting that on Max. That's more of the injuries, just the team overall talent, and the rest of the West. They're just competing against teams that were better than the Kings and better than what the Kings can put out there every night, and better than Max in some sense. But now, as a more of a seasoned player, a guy that spent his time and played his college rounds and just kind of comes in a little bit more mature and a little more polished. Now, what's the next step? And I think with competing with the French national team, and let's remember, on that team, other bigs in the past, Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama. This is fantastic practice to go against those guys on a regular basis. Fantastic to go against Domantas Sabonis on a regular basis when he's in Sacramento. Just the uniqueness that Dylan Cardwell brings. It's good to go against someone like that. So these are all good things, I think, that Max is going through in real time, and he will put in the work. Yesterday, when I did get a chance to sit with him, it was before kind of an extra workout for him. The team was going to have a shoot around later in the day before the game, and he was putting in extra work. And I think that those are little victories and little ways to get better on a day-by-day basis. A lot of coaches you'll hear say kind of the phrasing, we just need to get better every day, 1% better every day. Well, I don't know if that actually happens for people, but I think by the amount of hours of work that you put in, it can have an impact on your growth and on your development and on the different things that you're specifically working on. And I think Max is a testament to that as he continues to grow literally, and as he continues to expand his game. He talked in there about shooting 3-pointers. I think if Max plays some 4 technically, or even some 5, and that stretches the floor with Sabonis, that would be a look I'd like to see. I think if he's the lone big coming off the bench, maybe with 4 perimeter type guys, I think that's another look the Kings can throw out there. And that's what I talked about earlier with Sacramento, about just kind of some of the versatility they'll be able to utilize. Not necessarily for a great team, but they're given some options and some different looks to other teams. And I want to really see how Doug Christie in year 2 will utilize Maxime Reynaud in year 2. Because if the Kings were going to be able to have moved a guy like Domantas Sabonis and didn't get a center back in return, this was going to be Max's time to fully be the one running the show as far as in the paint. And as he gets stronger, as he creates more of a physical presence inside, and if he can become more of a defensive, rim protector, then you're starting to find, all right, now you can do some of the things, maybe some that Sabonis can't do offensively, but more that he can't do defensively. The Kings' only real rim protector to me is Dylan Cardwell. So hopefully you enjoyed that conversation with Maxime Reynaud. I really like to see where he is going with that and where he can take his game to. We got this in the text line. Thanks for an interview with Max. He's the most personable and engaging player on this team. We should appreciate him for that. Yeah, for sure. But also, what are we watching for? Someone that can play, someone that can help the Kings win. And I think he's that guy too. So I'm rooting for Max Reynaud to see what the future has in store for him. What the future has in store for all of us is we're heading out to the Sack Shack. Brendan Nunez will be joining us. He's been out here in Vegas many times before, but he's killing it out here along with the other guys in the digital team in the afternoon show. We'll check in on the Sack Shack with Brendan Nunez when we come back on Sactown Sports.
Sports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Join RVs of Sacramento as they celebrate America's landmark semi-quincentennial by honoring the true protectors of our freedom, the local first responders, firefighters, law enforcement, medical heroes, and military. You look after our country and communities. To say thank you, check out our massive America 250 celebration and sale all month long. Enjoy exclusive hometown hero discounts alongside spectacular anniversary savings for everyone. Over 400 units to choose from, motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels from the top manufacturers in the industry. Bring the family, see the latest floor plans, and let's celebrate 250 years of freedom. Visit us online at rvsofsac.com and explore RVs in Northern California's largest indoor showroom at RVs of Sacramento, 9501 East Stockton Boulevard, Elk Grove, right off Highway 99 across from the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or at our newly opened Forest River Direct Outlet store at 1051 El Camino Avenue in Sacramento. Family owned and operated, on site all the time. Your experience is our number one priority. Adventure is calling. Answer the call at RVs of Sacramento.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 40. One of many, San Francisco's first championship parade.
After beating the Cincinnati Bengals to win their first Super Bowl, it was time to celebrate. January 25th, 1982, the first major championship celebration for San Francisco happened, and it was absolutely packed. The lead car featured owner Eddie DeBartolo, head coach Bill Walsh, and then Mayor Dianne Feinstein. They made their way down Market Street towards City Hall. In that 49ers' first Super Bowl victory, which led to the first ever major professional sports championship for the city, in what many called the biggest street celebration in the city since the end of World War II.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
So rolling along is the coverage out in Las Vegas, as our Sactown sports crew has been out killing it all week long, and they'll continue to do that over the next couple of days. The Drive guys will be broadcasting from out there, but our digital squad has been just putting in content after content after content for you out there, and it's all brought to you by the great folks at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. We head back to the Sack Shack, and we check in with Brendan Nunez. Brendan, it was a stunner to me today that you were willing and able to be up early. This shows how much you guys are grinding. I thought you would be the latest sleeper of them all. You're already up and at 'em. Thank you. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Jason. I never said that I slept, but I was happy to come on here. I'm not so sure about the Sack Shack name. I'm not the one that came up with it. I feel like we need to workshop some other things, but I'll take it for now, I guess.
You're not approving. I know that was what was brought up right before the start of the very first show out there, but okay. Yeah, that was one of my things I was speculating on, Brendan. Was I said, you were coming on today. I told that to Chris earlier, Verlad, and I said, I don't know if Brendan even went to sleep. That might be the better odds.
Actually, we did call it early last night. A few of us were out here watching Rocky. It may or may not have been. I think I've seen it when I was really young, but it felt like the first time I ever seen it. So I debated doing the whole show like this. You know what I'm saying, Jason?
Well, where were you yesterday when the now very famous 4.86 was clocked by Alan Stiles? Where were you for that?
That one I was asleep for. Alan Stiles has been waking up real early and getting his runs in out here. Actually, we were sharing a room at the time. We since realized that we could actually split this up, but I got woken up yesterday and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I got to go run a 40. I'm like, what? And so, that was the extent of how that went. I also tried to say yesterday that I think I could be under 5. People are telling me I'm crazy. I think because I'm all skinny out here, people think I'm not athletic, but I'm an athlete, Jason. I don't know what's going on out here, so I might need to be participating.
Well, maybe this could be something that could be thrown around the Sactown Sports Shack, the pad, whatever you guys want to call it over there. We had a question earlier, Brendan, about, Alan achieved a 4.86. Impressive. I was impressed by it. We asked what other sports feats we would like our great listeners to see our Sactown Sports personnel do. So you're claiming you think you can get a sub 540, and what else do you think you could throw out there as a possible opportunity?
I hope I'm not wrong about the sub 5 thing, first of all, but I don't know, is there some box jumping we could do or something? I got some hops to me, Okay. I've never dunked, but I could grab the rim.
Yeah.
The video of somebody grabbing a rim entertaining. I don't know if that does anything for anyone.
Yeah, we've had people suggest from bowling to ping pong to a 3-point shootout to home run derby to a slapping contest, which I'm like, I don't want to be in that one.
I'm not in on the slapping contest. I could do the ping pong. I'm also a competitive person, if you can't tell, but I'll sit here and tell you that I'm the best ping pong player at the station.
Oh, wow. There's just a bravado.
Not having seen anybody else play ping pong.
Okay, I like this. I like when the flags are planted and the firm statement is made, and then whether you back it up or not, at least you've made the statement.
It works even better for me if we just never try it out. That I can continue to talk a big game, and who's going to stop me?
Yeah. Well, yesterday you were at the game at the arena, and to me, it was funny the way it started. I know we played a lot of your interviews that you had post game, and almost universally, it was like, it was just kind of a case of missing shots in the first quarter. You were there too. Do you agree with that assessment, or was there a little bit more to that record now, citing a 4-point quarter by the Kings?
Yeah, 4 points is pretty crazy. I thought their process was pretty good, though. I think the real way, if you're trying to stir the pot, is Darius Acuff wasn't out there, and there are a lot of ball movement going on. but they also scored 4 points, and I do think they kind of go hand in hand. So I think they were moving the ball really well, but it almost felt like they needed somebody to step up and be the aggressive guy of, hey, there's 7 seconds left. Once you reach that point, it's okay. We need somebody to be a hero. And it wasn't really seemingly defined or anybody comfortable enough to step up and do that. So I think they were missing, obviously, some of the guys that were out later in the game. I thought you saw Caravan obviously be more aggressive. I think even early he had some looks where it's like, okay, you're attacking closeouts. I think he makes very quick decisions. The whole, 0.5 basketball, you're either going to pass, shoot, or drive. I think Caravan's really good about doing one of those very quickly. But sometimes I'm like, man, let it fly. And I thought he did that more later in the game, but not really early. And so I tend to agree with them. I thought the process was pretty good, but you could tell that they were all more worried about playing the right way rather than like, hey, somebody needs to get a shot up right now.
Yeah, I want to ask you, Brendan, about Alex Caravan, because I was talking about him earlier after we played your interview with him, and I can see what he can bring to a team. You can. I mean, there's that connector. There's the winning plays aspect. He did that certainly very well at a high clip at UConn. But where this team is, and certainly in Summer League, that doesn't show up that much. I mean, maybe that's unfair to him, but I'm glad he had the game he had yesterday, because at least it's showing some Kings fans like, all right, there is a little bit more here, and I think he can do some more things. What, as you envision him, if he gets reps when this team is around in the regular season, how does he fit in with the Kings?
I mean, I think the combination of size and spacing is something that Sacramento really lacks. Keegan Murray probably would be the prime example of that, but obviously he struggled a little bit. Like, I've kind of been jokingly throwing out the Nemanja Bjelica comp. I think that a stretch four sort of vibe here. Again, quick decisions, still put the ball on the deck and attack closeouts. I think the finishing around the rim can look a little bit funky, but he is effective in doing so. A solid connective passer. And also when it comes to him struggling a little bit in Summer League outside of last night, I think sometimes this context isn't good for certain players. Like, I remember Keon Ellis talking about how it's a little bit different, but the NBA draft combine games were just like not really his cup of tea. He didn't perform very well out there, and he thinks that's why he didn't go drafted, for example. And so many of those guys have individual agendas, right? Things that they're trying to prove, teams they're trying to make, and that makes it a little bit tough for a very team-oriented player. And I do think Alex Caravan is very that. Yesterday, talking to him a little bit, he's just like, man, I just want to win a game, And I think some of these other guys are like, man, I am fighting for my life out here to make it into the league. So I think contextually, it wouldn't surprise me if he's one of those guys that looks better in preseason or even regular season than he did at Summer League. He also said the speed of the game has been an adjustment for him, which, just because somebody's been a 4-year, 5-year college player, he redshirted 1 year, doesn't mean that it's just going to be a seamless adjustment, right? There are still obviously standout differences. And so I think he's a very smart offensive player. I think he's extremely committed to, from what I've talked to him and your interview with him as well, that was great, that he obviously wants to win and to contribute to that. So I'm not all too worried about him after the slow start.
How about Darius Acuff? I know he didn't play yesterday. I don't know. Is there any word if you think he might go tomorrow at this point?
I don't know, to be blunt, but coach yesterday, Chris Darnell, I asked him, do you think we're going to see more of the end of rotation guys that we haven't seen very much? And he said, probably. And I do know that Scott Perry left today. So that makes me think that Darius probably will not be playing. That's what I lean towards a little bit there. And maybe, we'll still see some of these other guys, whether it's Caravan, Sharp, whoever it may be. But I lean towards thinking that they're not going to play. And Darius as well, I think rookie point guards in the NBA, especially 19-year-old, 1 year of college, like this is going to be an adjustment. It does stand out to me. Like, I don't think dealing with switches, I think, is something that all of these guards that were drafted high, it's going to be one of these swing skills of how much can you still punish, impact, and isolate some of these switches when you're on larger, longer defenders that are more impressive at the NBA level than what you were dealing with collegiately. And I don't know that it's been great so far. I think that's where you see some of the inefficiency. And you notice the difference in like handle that a guy like Phylon or Michael Brown has, and he is a solid first step, but I wouldn't say necessarily elite. I think he has to be a little bit more crafty in how he's dealing with some of these things. So just one of those aspects where I also think it's been a bit of an adjustment for him. Second half of some of these games, you start to see it click a little bit more. And so as long as you're seeing it at some point throughout the game, even if struggles are early and then it comes around a bit later, I think that's a solid sign. But again, rookie 19-year-old point guard, it's going to take a sec.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there are definitely flashes. There are also some areas where you're going, all right, I see with some length and the double teaming and the emphasis on him has bothered him. Just if you speculated, Brendan, going into the year, if he's with Sabonis on the floor, with Murray or Monk, or, pick a veteran, Levine as well. You think that makes it, a little easier or less focus on him, and he can kind of do some of the things that looks like he's got the skill to do?
Yeah, I wonder if, in summer league, he's getting blitzed, he's getting double teamed a lot. I wonder how much that's going to be the case during the regular season. Like, are you going to blitz him and leave Zach LaVine dealing with 4-on-3 defense? I'm not so sure. Or can he find Domas for a pocket pass? And that's what Draymond Green has done his entire career, right? Is then get to play 4-on-3 from there. And I think Domas is phenomenal at that. So I definitely think these guys will help. Domas most specifically, I think being able to play that dribble handoff game, even if that's, go pass and chase that ball right back, essentially. But Domas, I always say that I think his best skill is making his teammates better, making their life easier. And I think doing that for Darius could go an extremely long way. Zach's the one where I'm a little bit more curious. I think it might be that Zach benefits from playing alongside Darius more so than vice versa, to be honest. And he's got a lot to prove this year. I think it's been really cool to see both of those guys out here in Summer League, by the way, considering how much they are nonstop in trade rumors right now. And they're both sitting next to Scott Perry. So cool to see them out there, and a credit to Scott, I would say. But yeah, I think Domas specifically is the one that I see helping Darius. And I would think that Zach probably benefits from playing alongside him as well.
Well, Brendan, keep up the great work. We appreciate that. We'll continue to follow what you guys got going on over the next couple of days. If you are going to do the 40, please stretch. And I'm rooting for you the under 5, but I don't know. That's a mark that's now been set at 4.86.
It's an unofficial time, Jason. Like, if I just make sure I'm friendly to Chris beforehand, he could do some work in his editing and make sure I get that under 5.
Right. And, who really measured the 40? Maybe it's 34 yards. And, who really knows?
That's what I'm saying. Allen's the only one that measured it. Like, how much do we trust this guy? I don't know.
Very fishy. Very fishy.
Yeah.
Brendan, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to get some sleep now, huh?
There you go. All right. We've got more to get to here. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll check in with Sean Cunningham. He had been out in Vegas for a lot of this coverage, so we'll get his opinion on all things going on with the Kings. Our local KCRA sports reporter has been with the station and just been Mr. Sacramento over the years. He joins us at 9. We got Who's Hot and Who's Not coming your way next.
The top young talent is on display at NBA Summer League, and Sactown Sports has boots on the ground. Join Jason Ross, Whitey Gleason, and Alan Stiles as they broadcast live from Las Vegas, presented by Power Business Technology. And stay locked into SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports YouTube channel for the latest on every game, every practice, and all things Kings this summer. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Get ready, Sacramento. The Gold Rush Classic is back and bigger than ever. August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta, where the stars and guitars come out to play. Tee it up alongside legends, Hall of Famers Rick Barry, Tim Brown, Marshall Faulk, and Sterling Sharp. Plus fan favorites Reggie Theus, Olden Polynice, Fernandez, Lloyd Merriweather, Ostertag, and Greg Vaughn. Think you've got game? Take your shot at the $1 million hole-in-one. Step up to the Celebrity Challenge. Then, cap the night with an incredible farm-to-fork dinner and live concert under the stars, featuring the Cripple Creek Band. It's golf, it's music, it's an experience you don't want to miss. Proudly supported by Northern California Roofing, trusted since 1999. And Pace Supply. Streamline your supply, maximize your success. Sponsorships are available now. Visit goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org. We'll see you there.
Your concert lineup is stacked with can't-miss shows on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. It all starts July 19th when country legend Willie Nelson takes the stage at Ironstone Amphitheater. Then Cole Wetzel rocks Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic July 24th. August heats up with Santana and the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater August 8th. The Sacred Souls at Hard Rock Live Sacramento August 12th. David Lee Roth at Thunder Valley August 14th. And a huge night August 16th with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater and Toto at Toyota Amphitheater. Keep it rolling August 19th with the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers at Toyota Amphitheater. Ty Myers takes over Lake Tahoe Amphitheater August 22nd. September brings Sac Top for 2 back-to-back nights at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater September 11th and 12th. Then, don't miss Leonard Skinnard October 2nd at Ironstone Amphitheater and Ashley Cook October 10th at Ace of Spades. Stay up to date with every show on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. Find all the details at sactownsports.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris, please tell us at this moment that answer to that question, who is hot?
Alexis McAllister of Argentina.
Okay, tell us why.
In his 13 games in the World Cup, he has not lost in his career with Argentina. He has had 11 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses.
That is clutch.
So we were talking about Lamine Yamal yesterday. He hasn't lost, so it looks like on Sunday someone's O has got to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done. Gonna make a shirt on that one?
I think that's I don't think that's as big as what Michael Buffer says, but it's one of his.
Trademark that.
It's one of his famous ones.
TM, trademark. Chris Verlaud. All right. So that's who's hot. Who's not?
Sacramento Kings. Yesterday we were talking about their 4-point first quarter. They went 2 of 21 from the field yesterday, 9%. The lowest quarter in Summer League history. That stat is courtesy of Frankie Cardicelli.
Oh, well done, Frankie, who joins us tomorrow.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
He will bring the boom. I was telling everybody, if you missed it before, the Kings arrived in Sacramento in the 1986 and in 1987 in the regular season game, they had that famous 4-point quarter against the Lakers at the Fabulous Forum. 4-point first quarter. It was 40-4. The rest of the game, Kings scored 31, 32, 25. They lost 128-92 but a 4-point first quarter in the NBA. We're trailing 29-0 to start the game. Wow. Kings did not score a basket in the quarter. They just had free throws. It was brutal. Let me see. I found an article on that game. Let me see how much I can get from this before it fades out on me. Let's see. If this had been played on the playground, shirts versus skins, instead at the Forum, it was Lakers Kings. They would have picked new teams after the first 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah, Byron Scott said because on the playground, this would have been a skunk. On the playground, 15-0 is a skunk. At the Forum, it was a double skunk. The Lakers led 29-0 before Derek Smith scored Sacramento's first points, making 2 free throws with 2:54 left in the first quarter. Reggie Diaz scored the other 2 points on 2 free throws with 31 seconds left. When Smith made his free throws, he got a standing ovation from the Forum crowd of 14,729. Phil Johnson, then the Kings coach, says it's a good thing we're a good free throw shooting team. I guess at that point, all you can have is some levity. Yeah, the Kings did not score a basket in the first quarter. No layups, no jump hooks, no pull-up jumpers, no tip-ins, no three-point bombs, no jams. 0 for 18 from the quarter in that game against the Lakers. The Kings had scored fewer points in the first quarter than any team since the introduction of the 24-second shot clock in 1954. They missed their first 21 shots before Eddie Johnson banked in a three-footer 20 seconds into the second period. Man. Let's see. Smith, who was on the team then, I mentioned him earlier before he made the free throws. Derek Smith said, in the 8th grade, something like this happened to me. We scored like 14 points and the other guys had something like 80. I remember I cried for a few days after that. You can't do that here, but they toyed with us like we were little kids. When we were down 10-0, the Lakers, they knew it was getting bad. When it was 16-0, we knew it was really bad. Then it was 22-0. You're critical, and then you might as well pull the plug. Man. Let me see. Chick Hearn may have set a record too after Sacramento coach Johnson called timeout with the score 16-0. This game is in the refrigerator. Wow. Chick called it that early. That was one of his famous lines. The Jello's jiggling. The butter's getting hard. I forget all the things that Chick
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
See, he does. Wow. What an awful game that was. Well, the Kings weren't hot that day, and they weren't hot yesterday as well, scoring a summer league record 4 points in the quarter. Now, as we said, they regrouped. They kind of got it back together again, but it was too little too late. And so we're going to kind of do a bigger picture assessment of the summer league and where the Kings can go from here in the offseason as Sean Cunningham, KCRA sports reporter, will join us coming up the 9 o'clock hour. Also want to remind you, in the 9, we will visit with Matt and Kayla as they will join us at the end of the hour to talk about what's coming up on their show. I want to get an update from Matt, see how his golf did as a defending Media League weekly champion a week ago. How did he do yesterday? And then we'll see what's coming up on their show. And also,
I don't think he did good.
You don't think what?
I don't think he did well.
Why is that?
I didn't see him tweeted about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He didn't have any like back-to-back trophies up there or anything like that.
Let me
see what his response score was yesterday as Matt and Kayla will join us at 9:45. All right, coming up, though, in the next hour, as we mentioned, Sean Cunningham, KCRA Channel 3 sports reporter, will join us. We'll also have a British Open update, what's on deck, and more from Las Vegas Summer League. And a reminder that the afternoon show, the Drive Guys, continue their coverage today and tomorrow from Vegas before the Summer League wraps up. And that's all brought to you by Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. All right, break time for us. Come back. We have the final hour of the show. Sean Cunningham will join us when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on Essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow. $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now, unbeatable interest rates. $14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit, $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $1,667 per $1,000 borrowed. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
I'm Chris Arlotta with your Open Championship update. Currently, Sung J M and Daniel Brown are tied for first at 4 under par. There are 7 tied for third at 3 under par, including American Bryson DeChambeau. Your Open Championship coverage is brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better. And now back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he
connected.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. All right, final hour of this Thursday show here. Jason Ross with you. Christopher Laud back in Sacramento. Be checking in with Sean Cunningham here in moments from KCRA. He's been from all outlets. He's one of our proud alums from, I don't know if he was ever Hot Talk 1140. He might be, but I know he was definitely Sports 1140. And now we're Sactown Sports. We'll check in with Sean Cunningham here shortly. As I spent a lot of time with him in Vegas, he's been out here. He was getting his, doing his work. Sean's everywhere. One thing about Sean Cunningham, he is well connected. He is works hard. He gets to about as many different locations as he possibly can. And he made it back from Vegas. So he's going to join us here in a few moments, get his perspective on the basketball that he watched. The last one he watched was with me as well. The game, not last night's game, the game before, which was a tough watch. Kings had the record-setting 4-point quarter yesterday. That was a tough watch. Like we said, the game got a little bit better. There were some things you could find inside that game. And now there's one to go. And how do they approach the final game? That'll be kind of anybody's guess tomorrow. Again, we said there's kind of options to take here where you go, yeah, let's play everybody and get more reps, more minutes, more looks, or is it like, all right, kind of shut it down? And you've got some intel, you got some info, and know what you need to do, know what you need to work on, and work on it for the offseason, whether it's individually or collectively, if the players work out together, or some individual workouts. It's kind of almost like a dealer's choice there. They'll probably try to find some time to do some bonding and get all of the people together at some point, and certainly that'll happen at camp. But we'll see what the Kings ultimately kind of work out as far as their off-season regimen there. So we will be checking in with Sean Cunningham, and I believe we have him now. Sean Cunningham joining us. Good morning, Sean.
I had to do the little tap, the little mic tap, the patented J. Ross mic tap. How are you, Jay?
I'm good. How are you?
I have to apologize for the video listener because I think both of us have two of the ugliest backgrounds that we could possibly muster up this morning.
Wow, calling out mine.
Yeah, that's trash. Mine is probably worse, though. Look at this wall. I don't know if you can
Where
see
are
it.
you?
It's gross. I am in the what should be the lavish KCRA 3 sports suite. We're actually kind of redecorating it. Like if I was to turn the camera, you'd see a whole bunch of Dodger stuff that I'm facing, which is unfortunate on Michelle Dapper's side. But we're in the process of kind of moving some stuff around and remodeling. And there used to be this ugly whiteboard behind me before I got to KCRA, and I was like, that's got to go. So I have like one of 3 spots here at the station to go ahead and do stuff like this from. And I hadn't I chose this one because frankly, the last time I was in there, we had someone barge in like a mother at some kid's room, like back in the day. So need a little privacy from you, Jay.
What would you choose to put back there? I mean, you've got a music background, movie and entertainment background. Certainly you've worked in sports, and you got collectibles of all kinds. What would you choose to put as your backdrop right there?
Well, if it was up to me, certainly it would be music. I'd put some of the, gig posters or, vinyl, stuff like that. But this is a sports office, so it's gotta be more sportsy stuff. So we've got all kinds of stuff. I'm literally looking at a desk filled with, when you work for a couple stations in the market, you acquire a lot of stuff. And I've got a whole bunch of knickknacks and posters and pennants and collectibles and bobbleheads. So since she's got all the Dodger stuff over on her side, I'm going to be putting all the Giant stuff over on my side. That's going to be a rule.
Oh, we got the battle for sure. So I was saying this before you came on. Were you, because you're a proud alum of our group, you were never Sactown Sports. I know you were Sports 1140. Were you ever Hot Talk? Were you ever at the station when we were Hot Talk?
I was not. I was. I did just miss the Hot Talk era. I was, but I came in on probably a year later. Maybe 2 years later, if I remember correctly. But I remember when they tried to go back to the Hot Talk era, and that is what ultimately clipped my 1140 wings.
But look at you fly since then, Sean. You've been all over the market. You've I said you go everywhere. Is there like an assignment? I'm sure there are assignments you turn down, but it's like if someone's having a someone locally is of some significance, it feels like you've gone just about anywhere and everywhere to cover everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to, every now and then you polish up your resume and you look, it's like I've been able to cover multiple Super Bowls, NBA Finals, World Series, Stanley Cup Finals, so many big fights, UFC, boxing. There's not really, I mean, I haven't done like a tennis major. I think that would be really interesting. I've done a few PGA Tour, golf majors, really, U.S. Opens. Haven't done the Masters or anything like that. But from a sports standpoint, yeah, I mean, it's I've done quite a bit. I've been lucky enough to do a lot of these type of what most people would pay a lot of money for. I was just at the UFC event with Conor McGregor headlining, and Paddy Pimblett becomes like the next star, if you will, and kind of getting to take all that in and knowing that UFC is coming back to Sacramento, I think is going to be an exciting thing. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it was I expected that, for example, that UFC card to get a lot of attention. But I didn't think it would be the highest gate ever in UFC history, which was shocking to me, because I didn't think the fight was going to warrant that. But certainly the interest in McGregor was there, and then to see the way it happened. I mean, if he had just went out there and won, I doubt it would have dominated the headlines much like it did with him, suffering that freak injury. So it is a lot of times fun to be in the middle of what ends up being not just the biggest story in sports that day or even that week, but kind of cross over into the news world and the pop culture world and all the controversies that surround Conor McGregor and things like that. And then, of course, the yin and the yang of that is what happened with Paddy Pimblett just becoming really the kind of the new face of the UFC. So long-winded way to say I just love kind of being around a lot of that stuff. And Summer League is just one of those things where sometimes you have to fight for it. I'm going to be honest with you, Jay. I think you know this about me. I despise Summer League. I don't like being out there for as long as we are, but it is a necessary evil, and so much comes from it. So world's smallest violin for anyone hearing me crying about how much I hate Summer League, but that was some crazy basketball.
Yeah, I was saying that you and I saw one of the worst games, and I guess they followed it up yesterday with that 4-point first quarter, but it got a little bit better. But just maybe some of your takeaways from what you saw, and obviously some of the guys that we're going to see next year. What stood out to you positively or negatively, Kings related, from being in Vegas?
Yeah, to be honest, positively, nobody got hurt that we know of. That's first and foremost, because that's always a concern going in there. And when you add other games, you're talking about 3 other games with California Classic, that's just more opportunity. And I think just looking at, I don't think there's much negative. I mean, people look at the games and you go, oh, Darius Acuff didn't shoot the ball very well. And he dribbled the clock out a lot of times and didn't get teammates involved. I mean, that's just knowing your personnel. I think his decision-making will get a lot better. I think his shooting will get a lot better. We watched that Brooklyn game, Jay, and they blitzed him. I mean, there was really, why guard anybody else at that point? Like, he's the one that was so ball dominant. I thought at times he looked better without the ball in his hands for this type of basketball setting. But certainly, like, I'm not taking away negatives from Summer League basketball because it's not indicative of who you are. I remember I was listening to your show when I was heading down to Vegas. I drove by for those who think I'm nuts. I wanted my car down there with all the gear, and it's always, so I swore I'd never do it, but it actually ended up being advantageous. But you guys mentioned, rightfully so, looking at just who Summer League superstars or the MVPs of the tournament over the past decade or so, and most of them you're going to go, who the hell is that? And so I think that was so important for the casual fan to hear, because really it doesn't mean anything. You're talking about somebody in a typical college player who might play twice a week, maybe, all of a sudden go out there and play 2 or 3 times in a row. And you're trying to give them maybe a little space with canceling a practice here and there. I mean, it is a shock to the system. So, not making excuses, I think Maxime Reynaud had one of the worst games I've ever witnessed in Summer League next to Yorgos Papagiannis, who probably wants a word, but we know Max isn't that type of player. And, I think what the most encouraging thing is, Jay, is like these 3 players from this draft class in particular, and I'm setting aside right now Dylan Cardwell, Maxime Reynaud, and Nick Clifford. But the one consistent thing about these guys with Acuff, Caravan, and Sharp is all these guys care about is winning. I mean, and at a time I'm like, is there like a team memo that went out that you're just like hammering this home? These guys, that's all they talk about is when even with from a summer league standpoint. I talked, not to name drop, but I got a chance to talk to Dan Hurley again in person down in Vegas briefly, and I said, hey, anything you think about with Caravan? And this is after he had already made his debut, and he just laughs and he goes, I called him and told him, why are you nervous? He's like, you played in national championship games. Why are you playing nervous in front of a few people here in Vegas in summer league of all things? And I think that was probably beneficial for someone like Caravan to hear. I think he went out and scored okay, but he's such a connector and a team player. Dan Hurley will talk about, obviously a stretch four, the guy who's capable of doing a lot of things offensively, but talk about a guy that really needs to know his personnel and know his teammates to be able to thrive. And he's not the number one scoring option. So yeah, it's long-winded way of just saying, this is some haphazard basketball. Just don't get hurt. Go out there, show like you can compete. And I think all three of these guys, but particularly with Sharp, I think he was the standout. And someone like Acuff, the intensity that those two players play with is something that if I'm a Kings fan, I'm looking at that and going, yep, we need that. We definitely need that here in Sacramento.
Yeah, I think the trick for me is if we're talking about the three guys that they drafted, like your point, Acuff, Caravan, and Sharp, and then try to project what that looks like if they're playing with Sabonis, Levine, pick your veteran on the Sacramento Kings, or playing in a regular season NBA game. To me, and I'd love your opinion on this, Sean, when I see Acuff, I see a lot of potential there. I mean, I really do. You see flaws. I mean, there's room to work. Caravan being the connector makes sense. I don't know if this team is ready for that, like that final piece. But Sharp's the one that I feel like just the way he plays would translate if he's on the best team in the league, the worst team in the league, playing overseas, playing in the G League, playing wherever. I feel like he's going to be the exact same player that we're watching now, where there's growth for Acuff. Caravan's got to find his spot. I think Sharp's I feel like he's ready, and whatever that means, but I think he would play the exact same way. Just kind of what do you think about those three guys, projecting them into the regular season with the Kings?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how you mentioned Sharp. I mean, talk about, when things were going bad, especially that Brooklyn game, I remember after that game, Cardwell coming out almost emotional. I mean, looking like, I was like, don't shed a tear now. I mean, this is a summer league game, for crying out loud. But on the heels of him saying we're not going to get punked, and he was talking about his second year players, him, Reno, and Clifford someone needed to step up. And I asked him to define that, because it's like, do you mean someone need to score, put you on the board, put you on the back, carry you to victory? And I don't think he articulated it the right way, but in my mind's eye, when he's talking about that, I'm looking at Sharp. I'm like, he kind of went out there and all of a sudden started mixing up with some guys, a little bit of physicality, wasn't going to get pushed around, made some incredible defensive plays, especially in that second half. But he kind of said, enough is enough. And I think he likes to mix it up. You go back to that Clipper game against someone like Keaton Wagler. I mean, it was the top of my mind. I was like, hey, Keaton Wagler in Illinois, they bounced you from the tournament in Houston. Was any of that in the back of your mind? And he says no. I don't believe him. I think he uses any added motivation he can, because as he says, he takes things personally. Acuff says the same thing. I think him and Acuff, the temperaments really, I think the temperaments really complement each other well. And I think just that, I keep saying intensity, I think it pairs really, really well. Now, look, Acuff's going to get a boatload of opportunity right out of the gate. I agree with you. I think Sharp can bring something to the table, but I think it's going to be a numbers game. If it doesn't happen right away, I don't think anybody should be discouraged. But I have every bit of confidence in the world that he will be able to play himself into some sort of rotational piece. Whether it happens here in his rookie season will remain to be seen. But it's a good start. Everyone saw what he did in college. He can stretch the floor. This team really lacks shooting. Not the biggest guy, but we saw them on the floor together a lot, and they gave up a lot of size. So there were some things that in an NBA setting may not be the most desirable, but certainly a lot to like.
The second year guys, you touched on Max. I think first game in, he looked polished, looked ready, looked really good. Then he had the second game, which was one of the worst he's played that we'd seen. He just seemed rattled, whether it was Team France losing in the World Cup. I don't know. He just did not have a day. Cardwell's been hit or miss, but I think that's kind of who he is. And then Neek is someone that's still trying to find his footing too, just completely where he is in year two. As you looked at the year 2 guys that will be on the roster and have an impact on the team, what did you think of them?
Yeah, a lot to be desired for sure. I think Nate Clifford is a pretty easy target because he's not really known for scoring and shooting. And I think obviously, fans and media, they'll say, oh, someone had a good game and define it by scoring and shooting. But I think there's a lot of stuff that he does that I like. I in that Brooklyn game, I keep going back to that. I liked the fact, what was it? Not the Brooklyn game. In the Wizards game against him, I like the fact that he got to match up against Devonta. That was something to me that I was curious to see. He's given up a lot of size and strength. But obviously he knows a little bit of the tricks of the trade. He knows the NBA game a little bit more, having a year under his belt, being a little bit older. I mean, Devonta's only, 18, 19 years old. There were things that Nate Clifford did that I liked. I had to ask him, I've got a conversation with him that I haven't I haven't published any of the one-on-ones that I had down there, but we had a nice chat about the things you're asked to do normally on the Sacramento Kings. And I think people want to see that role step up even more so, particularly in a scoring fashion, when you're on the when you're on the summer league team, that people might say you're more of a primary scoring option at that point. Make no mistake, he wasn't. I mean, it was Darius Acuff, and he's still around a bunch of guys that are looking to get theirs. And he's a little bit of a connector. I think he's a fantastic rebounder. I liked what he showed defensively. Look, I know Devonta got his, but I thought he was a willing defender. I think Devonta made some really tough shots. So I think he's an easy target. Max, both of those guys, like him and Cardwell, I think they played well. I just don't think any of them, much to the Nate Clifford discussion, if anyone was trying to see either one of them go out there and be just this primary dominant scorer, it's just not really who they are. And to be honest, the one I'm more concerned with is Cardwell, because typically when you're watching him with the Sacramento Kings and even at LSU, he's riling up the crowd. He's really playing off of anything that he does. Jay, he got away from that. And and he always talks about that's who he is, showing those emotions, kind of being that type of player for his teammate. Anytime that he, especially in a game that they were getting trounced, and rightfully so, maybe you don't try to, peacock a little bit when you're out there down 30 at one point, is probably the right move. But he got away from who he is a little bit, and I think that may have impacted him. But I think, look, the good news is if everything goes well, Nate Clifford, Maxime Reynaud, and Dylan Cardwell should never see a summer league game in their life. And it's behind them now, and all they have to look forward to is training camp and trying to make their mark on this year's team coming up.
As we're talking with Sean Cunningham, KCRA Channel 3, sports reporter there. What other takeaways, Sean, just maybe from Vegas in general, if it's league-wide, if it's Kings-wide, just stuff as you observed there for several days, do you kind of take with you as you're back in Sacramento now?
Yeah, I think it's funny, Adam Silver comes out, the commissioner of the NBA, and he's talking about he did have a press conference out there, but you're seeing a lot of teams, many of which who didn't play in an earlier summer league, being Utah, Sacramento, a couple others, but there's a lot of resting players, and you're getting away from it. I was listening to Steve Karp behind me in the media room at one point, and he's a long time Vegas sports reporter with the Journal out there, and you could hear him griping about, they're not playing guys, and I wouldn't play him either, especially you fall to 1 and 2, 1 and 3, your tournament's basically done at that point. So why risk your injury for some of these top guys? But it is funny when the powers that be that are programming these matchups to go out there and see someone like Darius Acuff and the Kings go up against the likes of Keaton Wagler, AJ Devonta, Michael Brown Jr., which is the one that I was really looking forward to seeing, to have some of these upper echelon matchups, and then you don't get to really see them play out. Some of them you did, especially early on, and I think that was great. But boy, it would have been nice to see some of these other ones kind of play out a little bit better. It was unfortunate. I went out to watch someone like Dylan Swain and Caleb Love with the Bulls. I was looking forward to seeing him go up against Utah. Ace Bailey had like a lower back injury, and obviously Darren Peterson didn't play in that game. They rested him, so it took a little shine off of that game. But just being around there, Vegas just becomes the NBA hub. It's become the AAU hub. It's just a basketball-centric location for all things basketball, and everyone's down there. And each year it gets a little bigger and bigger. I think if you're a hoops fan, if you've never been, I would encourage it to go out there. Yes, the basketball absolutely is dreck, but there are moments out there. Seeing Victor Wembanyama cut his teeth there, and so many of today's biggest stars in the NBA, their first experience, their first taste of NBA basketball is Las Vegas, and just the circus that it is. And then you look on the, Jay, it was kind of funny. You mentioned, my love for, music and movies. We have Benicio del Toro sitting in front of us.
Yeah.
And that pretty much took my attention away from the game at one point. I'm like, that's one of the best actors there is in Hollywood. And he's wearing a Pabst beer hat. That was kind of funny. So, yeah, you never know who you might see out there, but it just becomes the center of all things basketball.
Yeah. And then the stars you saw at UFC, you mentioned earlier that you went to the McGregor fight. That you were telling me about that. Just that was star-studded for such a quick fight. Yeah. I know there was an undercard and a night, but man, you saw some big wigs out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, trying to remember off the top of my head, Dak Prescott, a lot of NBA guys. I mean, I think people saw Ariel Helwani put out a video of Boston Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla training MMA earlier this week. He is a MMA freak, just absolutely super fan, and he's gotten so much into their training. He was of course there. Chet Holmgren was there. Justin Jefferson. But if even if you're not in the sports world, you're looking at some of the other stuff. You had Noel Gallagher from Oasis. I know Chris loves Oasis as I do. He's a bigger fan, obviously. But Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of big names in the crowd sprinkled around that octagon.
Well, something else that kind of gained steam in Las Vegas, you were a part of. I was a part of. It was this now infamous dinner that allegedly I was not invited to. Chris really wanted me to bring this up to you, and I had a wonderful time with you. So I'm all good. But
you're only human, Jay. You're only human.
Yeah, exactly. We have to get stock in our Mexican restaurant down there because we go there quite a bit. But just your overall perception of how that whole thing just became a thing, and then now it's been squashed. But just what was your thought on that whole thing?
Has it been squashed?
I hope so.
I have my doubts.
Some say I won in a walk-off.
Who won? You won?
Yeah.
How?
I figured it out. I figured out what happened.
What happened?
Alan found out you guys were going to P.F. Chang's. He didn't want to go to P.F. Chang's, so he told everyone, I'm not going. Let's go someplace else.
Well, regardless, here's the thing. That's a portion of it, and I don't look. Certainly, if no one wanted to go to P.F. Chang's, I'm not. I'm not holding. When you're out there for damn near a week, you try to find some convenient options as well. I wasn't begrudging anybody in terms of where they wanted to go. My role in all this was being inclusive and just communicate and just invite. And when you don't have an invite getting sent my guy's way, that's where I have a hard time. So I'm very much, if anyone hangs out with me, and whether it's Sacramento, Las Vegas, I'm always trying to bring the group together. I like a big group.
So you failed.
I did fail, but you know what? No man left behind. I decided to get the guy who was last picked on the playground to take him on my team.
The one who was left behind. No, but we had a great time. It's always fun in Vegas. I always enjoy whether it's sitting with you at the at dinner table or next to you watching you work at the game. It's always fun. I can't believe you drove too. That was some work. You drove back yesterday. Did you get one more interview yesterday?
I did. I talked with Emmanuel Sharp. I've had a conversation with Alex Caravan. I'll put some of those things out. But they've certainly made their rounds. It was a lot of fun. Got to check a lot of boxes. I wish they had practiced a little bit more, but you understand with the Vegas schedule. But yeah, I like the fact that a ton of our local media was there. Typically, I'm kind of there by myself. So this is a good sign. It means that they have a number of players that are not just intriguing to a national audience, but Kings fans as well, and what they represent for their future. And one more closing the book too. It's rare when you can, go to dinner with several, 3 or 4 people and leave when you have 1 or 2 less. I'll just leave it at that.
Wait, say that last part again.
When you head to dinner with a couple people, with a few
yes.
You leave with 1 or 2 less.
Yeah, that's a story that has not been put out there, but I know exactly what you mean about that one.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You just get like a little salute for that one, Sean.
Just a salute. Yep.
Thank you, Sean. Great seeing you out there. I know we'll see you very soon as well. We encourage people to check out your work as well. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
You got it, guys. Take it easy.
All right, that's Sean Cunningham, long-time sports reporter in the Sacramento area, one of our proud alums as well, from the 1140 side, all the way back to Sports 1140. But now a member at KCRA Channel 3, our content partner. So we thank them and him as well. Still more to go on this show. We're going to check in with Matt and Kayla, see what's coming up on their show. We have celebrity birthdays to wrap up the show as well. More from you guys, too, if you'd like to chime in on the text line, 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 on the YouTube chat as well. Hit the thumbs up while you're there. Say hello. Continue the conversations over there as well. We're back with more What's on Deck coming up next.
Even among the most heated rivals, nothing brings people together quite like a little bit of turbulence.
When someone says, hey, there's an issue with the equipment, I don't feel particularly comfortable. And when they said equipment, I'm sitting on the aisle, and Frankie and I just slowly turn and look at each other, and we almost held hands to say, hey, you know what? Whatever will be, will be.
Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Wake
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
All right. Continuing to roll along. Thanks again to our guest today, Sean Cunningham, who we just talked to. We had some clips from Jonathan Mobo, J-Mo, Alex Caravan, Coach Chris Darnell. Brendan Nunez joined us from the Sack Shack, and my Summer League sit down with Max Reynaud. Anything you ever miss from any show at any time, whether it's our show, Matt and Kayla, Drive Guys, go back to Sactown Sports, either our YouTube page, sacktownsports.com. Shows are podcasted on demand for you whenever you want to listen, whatever you want to hear. If you heard something, I got to go back and see that or hear it. Well, you can do that. That's the beauty of the technology we have these days. So check that out. We appreciate those of you.
You even asked them for recommendations. I don't know how I felt about that.
Asking Max?
Yeah.
About the local recommendations?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. He kind of seemed like off about it when you asked him.
What was he missing?
Like, remember when you were talking about like pastries and stuff like that, and he kind of got on you?
No.
Oh, should I play it for you to remind you?
Sure. Please do.
Are you sure you really want me to play it for you? Because it's kind of embarrassing for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
The stupid American pronounces pastry as croissant. Croissant. It is pronounced croissant.
You know what? I did have to wear that. That was bad. That was bad on my part. I should have known. But I think I need to hear it again one more time as a reminder to me, Chris.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, I should have handled that better with Max, but I'm ready.
The stupid American pronounces pastry as croissant. Croissant. It is pronounced croissant.
I should have known that. Should have been better. And that's one to grow on. Really appreciate that. Couple notes from the NBA to pass your way. It looks like the league, according to Shams, is not going to have any discipline or won't punish Bam Adebayo for his role in that, whatever it was with Tyler Hero, altercation, punch, I don't know. Nothing's going to happen there. So that's good news, I guess. The other one, though, that is coming out to me from Shams that is very, very interesting. And I told you, I brought this up a few days ago. It was the topic of a lot of different basketball people when we were out in Vegas. The curiosity around the Gary Trent Jr. contract. So imagine this. Here's the quote from Shams today, not that long ago. The NBA is probing the signed $64 million free agent deal for Gary Trent Jr. with the Milwaukee Bucks. That's according to a league spokesperson, and Shams is the one that put that news out. So as you look into that, 4 years, 64, that's what, 16 per, for a bench player, a role player, a shooter. But I mean, he's been less impactful the last couple of years. More times than not, like, we can question contracts, but I'm like, hey, for the athlete, go get your money. If someone's going to pay you that, good for you. But a lot of times when we get to potential of like lockouts or strikes or whatever, or owners complaining about the way things are going, a lot of times I feel like the owners need to save themselves from themselves. These are the owners that pay the GMs to come up with these contracts. And then you can't come back later and go, well, I don't like that contract. Well, okay. Do a better job in the beginning part of this to not have that contract. But could you imagine signing a 4-year, $64 million deal and the league wants to look into it? Are they suggesting that Gary Trent Jr. doesn't deserve that? Probably. Are they suggesting he's not good enough to get? I mean, it's like you're questioning his talent. You're questioning the decision-making in the Milwaukee Bucks. It goes back to where you have cap money and you have to spend it. Doesn't mean you spend it wisely. I don't think that's the right deal. Good for him for getting it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And there are bigger and larger number of contracts out there, but this is one that the league is going to probe into.
This seems like a cash grab.
There's nothing wrong with what they did. It's just questionable. And, again, we'll use it to any kind of analogy. Your house is worth $500,000, but I'm going to pay you $1 million for it. As an owner, you're like, yeah, I'll say you that. If you're the player that's going to get 4 years and 64, yeah, I'll take that. I'll sign it. You can question it. You definitely can. But you've increased maybe the market for other players that if I'm now a player that were to sign a contract later, I go, wait, you gave Gary Trent 4 and 64. I'm a better player than him. What's my number? There are people that signed this offseason that I think are better players than him before him that got less money in less years. So I know they're going to look into it, but that's a really weird thing to do. I mean, how the team is allowed to do this. The player is allowed to sign it. You're just questioning judgment. Okay. You're going to void that. You can't do that. Contract is legit. So what's the probe? What are they looking at? Very bizarre. And this also goes back to a thing I have said for a long, long time, and it just becomes even more and more apparent to me for the NBA. Like I said, in Vegas, a lot of people were talking about this contract. They're like, what is going on with that contract? Well, I feel like that gets back to the league office, and then the league office is just super reactionary to what talk shows, social media, what people are saying about the league. And if a lot of people are talking about it, then the league jumps in and says, we'll investigate. Okay. I don't know what you do with that. I mean, I think Gary Trent Jr. gets his money. Milwaukee signs that contract. And when that contract was done, when it was announced, I couldn't believe it. But I also said he is going to be traded. He'll never fulfill that 4 year, $16 million. That's going to be a trade piece that just keeps bouncing around, included in a larger deal. That would be my prediction on that one. So some league news there. As far as what's on deck today for the sports schedule, well, there is one baseball game today. Baseball, most of the league is resuming action tomorrow, but you have the Mets and Phillies starting today. Not sure why. Summer League, no Kings today. Mavericks, Thunder, Nets, Rockets. Another look at Mikael Brown Jr. if he's going to play. Lakers, Bulls. See if Caleb Wilson will go. Boozer. And the Grizz will take on the Hawks. Warriors versus the Knicks. Raptors, Heat. And the Blazers versus the Nuggets. Also, day one of the British Open continuing. And they will, they've got everybody out there now. Some guys have finished their rounds for sure, but that's still round one. Scores have been pretty good. The leader right now is Jackson Supers at 5 under. It's an American. Colin Morikawa. A lot of people thought he could do some damage here with his accurate iron play. He's played 10 holes. He has one back at 4 under. Several other Americans on the top of the board or near the board. Bryson DeChambeau finishes 3 under. Smalley finished 3 under. So kind of looking at Scotty Scheffler finishes at 2 under. Again, day one of action, a lot more out there to go, and some guys are just getting started on their rounds today. So, British Open rolls on with day one, day two tomorrow. They'll continue over the weekend, but that's kind of the things to follow today. As far as and then the other part that's just sitting out there. There's been speculation. There's been people, trying to read between the lines here, but the LeBron James decision is still just milking its way through a day-to-day process. I know there was some social media buzz yesterday with Steve Kerr getting stopped by some fans and like, get LeBron. He's like, we got him. Put that on Twitter. Well, don't know if they do, but I got to believe the T-Wolves, the Cavs, the Heat, the Warriors, those are a couple of the finalists looking at LeBron James, and he's going to take his time, make that decision, and see which is the best spot for what likely will be the last year or years, maybe 2 of his NBA career. Amazing NBA career. All right, when we come back, Matt and Kayla, they will be in studio. We'll find out what's coming up on their show. Also, we got a few celebrity birthdays to run by them, and we take you till 10 right here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
When your round is going bad, it seems like nothing works. So the So-So Golfer offers 6 tips to save the bad round. First, forget about working on swing mechanics. That creates headworms. Second, tee off with what's working. If your driver isn't working, use a club that does. A 7-iron in the fairway is better than a lost ball. Third, play shots you know how to play. If your second shot looks like a big fade around a tree in the fairway and you just never practice that shot, leave it alone. Take your medicine and hit it back in the fairway. Don't overcomplicate the task at hand. If a simple bump and run will get your ball to the flag, don't try a flop shot that might only catch your buddy in the teeth. And don't give up. It's okay to get upset after a bad shot, but Tiger Woods gives himself 10 paces to vent, and then it's done. Good advice there. And most of all, have fun. It's a game. Remember, you'll have lots of time on the range to work out all those shot frustrations you find on the course. Smile, tip your hat, and get on to the next shot. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
The Gold Rush Classic, where the stars and guitars shine, is a celebrity pro-am golf tournament, a $1 million hole-in-one, a celebrity challenge, a farm-to-fork dinner, and a concert under the stars. The Gold Rush Classic is August 6th and 7th in Rancho Murrieta. This year, we welcome Hall of Famer Rick Barry. Join the fun and play golf with royalty like Reggie Theus or Olden Polynice, or Hall of Famers like Tim Brown, Marshall Faulk, or Sterling Sharp, or All-Pros Fernandez, Lloyd, Merriweather, Ostertag, and Greg Vaughn. The Gold Rush Classic is supported by the Murrieta Inn. Escape to the Murrieta Inn, a luxury getaway, minutes away, situated in the gateway of wine country. The Murrieta Inn, the perfect getaway, featuring a full-service spa, pool, and hot tub, and outdoor games. The Murrieta Inn is dog-friendly. Bring the whole family. Don't miss the Gold Rush Classic in Rancho Murrieta, August 6th and 7th. Sponsorships are now available at goldrushclassic.org. That's goldrushclassic.org.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
America loves Ram trucks, but what about my perfect truck?
We have you covered at Hoblet. We are truck people, so you won't find a better selection of new Rams with the features that matter anywhere. Plus, with almost 600 new Rams available, your Ram is waiting at Hoblet. Just one of the reasons Hoblet is consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but the entire nation.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings after 4162 dealer discount and 11,338 factory incentive. Incentives may include 15% below MSRP incentive, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 military bonus or first responder bonus for eligible members. 10th is net savings, sample VIN 390660. See dealer for details.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Closer?
We might be a little bit off. We only hear the echo of the clap. We don't hear the actual clap.
I'm sorry about that. The circumstances. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's it going? How's
Doing well.
the 20th day in Vegas? That should
now
be.
I'm in
you should
New Orleans.
Oh, you're in New Orleans. That's right.
Go get there and get them all out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you in a?
Yes.
Are you in a
Go
closet?
Tigers.
What are you in?
Well, I'm at a family's house. And I'm in an
That's
office.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, one tip for you, being a TV person, in the future, work on not being backlit.
I know that I don't have a lot of choices.
I
but
know,
I'm
I
going
know.
to see about that for tomorrow.
I was just
the
being my
window.
TV snobby self in that moment.
Remove the window.
Yeah, it's also, then you do the two, we got 2-hour difference here, so it's a little later. The light, it's just, the light has changed as the show's gone on.
Wow.
How was the humidity when you walked out the door this morning?
Thick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Don't miss that in the South.
Yeah. That's special out here, that's for sure. Matt,
Yes.
question for you.
Uh-huh.
How did you defend your weekly title of the Media League?
Horribly.
It was great.
Yeah, after shooting a 40, I shot a 47, but J. Ross, I completely mentally collapsed on hole 5. I hit my second shot to literally within like 2 feet. Easy birdie putt. And I like smashed it past, like almost past the hole. Like it hit the back of the hole, which slowed it down a little bit. But so I missed the birdie putt. Then I missed the par putt. And so I 3-putt from literally 2 feet.
It was great.
And then on the next hole, which is the par 3, I missed the green on the tee shot and then duffed my chip. So I got a 5 on the par 3.
The spiral's happening.
But I did get a birdie on 8, so.
Oh.
But I also got a birdie on 8 because the tee boxes were ground under repair, so they turned the par 4 into like a 200-yard par 4. So that was thankful. I was very grateful for that. But no, it didn't do well.
Well,
Scott
how
Marsh
well do I
doing
know?
great.
How well do I know the 1140 people, Jason?
Alarmingly well, because I brought this up earlier. I go, I can't wait to talk to Matt and Kayla. I got to see how Matt did defending his title, and Chris said not well. I go, wait, how do you know? He goes, he didn't tweet about it.
Yeah, fair. Very true.
I was listening to that.
Very true.
He threw the Kings under the bus to make himself feel better.
Oh, I did. No, I was all down about my round, and then I heard about 4 points in the first quarter. I was like, oh, I feel better. I feel better.
Yeah. Look over here, not over here.
And then Alex Caravan played great, and I felt even better.
Yeah. What does that
There
mean?
you go.
So, not
What
great.
do you guys have coming up today?
Well, we're going to react to yesterday's game, that slow first quarter, Alex Caravan's good game. We'll talk about that. Yesterday on the show, we had the high flyer Henry Turner on, and Henry dropped a line that said he thinks it's up to Keegan Murray to set the tone for this season. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and does Keegan have yet another chance to show that he can be more of a featured member of the offense? I'm a little skeptical with that. And then we got some football stuff to react to as well. Some Niner news. Kayla's 2-minute drill. Training camps are 2 days away, J. Ross.
That's right. Almost here. Kayla, what cities in the South did you work in?
Just Nashville and Montgomery.
Just. Okay.
Montgomery, Alabama? Where's
Yeah.
Montgomery? I've never.
Alabama.
Okay. I don't know.
But I mean, I have been all over the South because I traveled to so many places covering sports in the South because everything's very close.
How
That
about
was the one
Louisiana,
good thing.
New Orleans?
Yeah, I've been to New
Louisiana?
Orleans. Yep. I went for Ohio State's game against Alabama in the semifinals that Ohio State then went on to win the championship.
Okay.
So I was down there covering that New Year's Eve, I believe it was.
Oh my
New Year's
God.
Eve in New Orleans? And you made it out? Good
Well,
for
I was
you.
covering the game. The game was literally going on.
But there's after the game.
Nah, not when you work in TV. You
No.
should know this.
Oh,
It was like packages I needed to put together. You were like doing stuff till 2 a.m. at the stadium, there ain't no celebration. I'm over the TV life.
Yes.
That's when it starts. That's when the party starts at 2 a.m.
Everybody was just waiting for Kayla to show up.
I didn't go. I did go to a couple cool places. What's the main strip?
Bourbon Street?
Bourbon Street, a little bit off of it. They've got some good restaurants. So we went out to some good dinners for sure. Had the beignets, all that stuff. It's not my favorite place, though. No offense, Jason.
Oh, don't let Carmichael Dave hear you say that.
It's not my favorite place, though.
That's okay.
Wait, what is your favorite place?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
That I lived?
No, just where you love to go.
I like anything by the beach or by a lake.
Yes.
Well, that's broad.
Well, there's lakes in New Orleans. A lot of water.
A lot of alligators.
Like if you had a
True.
you have go-to vacation spot you can go to right now.
I don't know, because I haven't been on vacation in a while.
Fair.
Making me think too hard this morning.
Bahamas?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like the ship stuff, where you go on a ship and you do like the spots.
The cruise?
Like the Bahamas
Cruise.
or Dominican Republic
Yeah.
or Turks and Caicos. Yeah, anything with like blue water and a beach and where I don't have to do anything but have a pina colada.
Are you in the water? Do you go in the water or just
Yeah.
kind of look at it?
No, I'll
Okay,
definitely
good.
go in the
Do you
water.
snorkel? Scuba?
I've not been snorkeling. I'm a little bit weird.
Weird with sharks?
I love sharks, but they freak me out.
Oh. My wife loves to snorkel. Wasn't my thing. Didn't like it.
No,
I struggled. They give you fish
How about
food.
scuba?
I've never been scuba.
That'd be crazy.
My mom
That'd be
used
hard.
to scuba dive, and that
scuba's
sounds that sounds horrifying.
I feel like I'd be
Okay.
the one that my air would fall out, or my air would, something would go wrong with the air.
Your air can just shoots up out of the water.
Seriously, that would be my luck.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's before we get to your show, let's wrap things up here with celebrity birthdays. Also, maybe a movie or two. What do we have today? Oh yeah, on this date, in what year did the movie Hocus Pocus come out?
Oh, classic Halloween movie.
It's a good one.
Wonderful.
You know what's so funny for me, Matt, by the way, on these is like sometimes when I get ready to say the movie, I'm like, I don't know if Matt's going to know it. And then this one, when I say it and you go, oh, classic.
I didn't think he'd know this one.
Hocus.
Sarah Jessica Parker,
Yeah,
right?
it's a Halloween classic. They used to play it
It's
on.
not a classic. It has become one.
Okay, snob.
You Disney influencers have created it.
It was a Disney one. It'd always be that and like Halloween Town, but Halloween Town is awful.
It's
Halloween.
They would always play on Disney right before or after Hocus Pocus.
It's the Christmas story of Halloween.
Yes.
Oh, no, thank
Nobody
you.
liked it, and then all of a sudden everybody
nobody
liked it.
liked it.
That sounds lame.
I genuinely don't remember liking it as a kid, but definitely not like it now.
Once you're told you're supposed to like it.
Yes, absolutely. The internet runs my life. I'm gonna say, I don't know how old it is. 2001.
Jeez.
It's old.
Is it older than that?
Yeah,
Way older.
1994.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm going to say 1993.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Law,
Okay.
1993.
Really?
Yeah, it's old.
How about
It's oldie.
Free Willy?
Oh,
Not about
hold me like a river Jordan,
Is that about a whale?
and I will then say to me. That's Michael Jackson.
Well, I know that's Michael Jackson. I was talking about the movie, Kayla.
You know I'm going to always
Of
press
course.
you.
What is that about a whale? I genuinely
Yes,
haven't
it's
seen
about a whale and a boy.
it. Haven't seen. Call him fat. That's mean. Free Willy was 83. I have
No
I don't
way.
know. I don't know.
97.
I'm going to guess 1992.
It came out on the same day as Hocus
Oh,
Pocus.
oh.
1993.
I was a
Happy
trickster.
birthday today to Will Ferrell.
Ooh.
Will Ferrell.
Oh, you guys went to the same kindergarten, right?
Nice. Will Ferrell.
Oh, no, you went to opposite kindergartens. You went to rival kindergartens.
Will Ferrell's 60.
Is he?
I don't know.
Gosh, yeah. 59?
He is 58.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Kayla Anderson, 59. What is the best Will Ferrell movie, each of you?
Anchorman.
I know what Chris is going to say.
Probably Step Brothers.
I like Anchorman just because of the relation to my career.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro's funny as hell.
All good choices right there.
Chris,
Happy
the internet,
birthday, Barry
my generation,
Sanders.
the internet says we have to like Elf. That's that. Everybody has to like Elf. That's another one.
Well, at least that was more popular when it came out than.
True.
He kind of annoys me, an elf. I don't know why.
You don't like happiness. You don't like joy. Christmas.
He's just too big.
you must have hated Big.
I liked Big, actually. Yeah, I loved that. What?
Elves are supposed to be short, Will. That's the whole purpose of the movie. Who was it? Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders is 67.
Jeez.
74.
54?
All right, we have 3 different decades. Chris is the closest, 58.
Oh.
I was the worst.
You made me feel better, I guess.
Happy birthday, Zach Randolph.
Hey, Zebo. Zebo is 42.
41.
40.
Matt's closest, 45.
Whoa.
Wow.
What a vibe.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Bullies get bullied.
All right, well, that was an eventful celebrity birthdays. We'll be back tomorrow for that. We'll have Friday fun and games. We'll have a lot more coming your way, but so does Matt and Kayla. They got a big show coming your way next right here on Sactown Sports. See ya.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community.